Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. And as you can see, spice is the price of life, and we have a different place. We're actually filming. It's rather lovely, but I like to have change. I think change is one of the greatest things in the entire world. So I have change. Not only do I have change in this direction, I have actually a change of a young man that was on my show, and now I have his young lady on my show, Lisa Mascari. Mascari. Lisa Mascari. I think that's Italiano. Is it Italian?
100%.
Oh, you're very definite about that.
I'm very definite.
But this is Lisa. And how are we doing, Lisa?
I'm
You're looking
fantastic.
lovely.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, as you know, I don't pre-interview people, so the first thing I'll say, are you a singer? Oh, she says no. She said, you would not want to hear me sing.
It would be bad.
Would it be bad?
It would be bad.
How bad? Would it probably be as bad as me?
Probably worse.
Probably.
It's not good.
No, it's not
But I'm
good.
really good in the shower
But
and in the
she's
car.
Very good.
In the shower and in the car.
I thought she was showering in the car. And I thought,
No.
she's taking a shower in the car. That's something new. I know people do things like that. A shower is good and in the car is
Right.
good. But when you're by yourself, though.
By myself only.
But yes, alone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she actually does. You do massage.
I don't personally do massage, but I own the spa.
You own a spa, and what's the spa's name?
It is Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa at Silverado Ranch.
Hand and Stone, isn't that? If you know where the stone part comes in, because they put when you take a massage, especially on your back, and they rub these warm stones,
That's
don't
correct.
they, all the
That's
way,
correct.
and then they put them all the way down your spine, and you're supposed to relax.
That's correct.
And they're not supposed to move at all, so if they move, that means you're not relaxed. Correct.
Correct. So we use those stones, and we also use Himalayan salt stones.
Oh, salt stones as well. Now, what's the difference?
So the Himalayan stones are a little bit more therapeutic. The river rock, the hot stones,
Yes.
are higher in temperature. They're at 120 degrees. They just kind of serve different purposes. Sometimes the regular hot stone is really good to get into the muscle and relax the muscle. The Himalayan is great if you're using CBD with it. So we call that
but
power
hang
of
on a
nature.
second. She slipped that little word in there, CBD.
CBD.
She thought I didn't notice that, but I noticed that because I happen to agree with CBD. I think CBD is the greatest thing. It is not a drug. It's not marijuana. It's nothing what people think it is.
Correct.
But let me tell you something. I had a hip problem for many, many, many years, and a friend of mine told me, and I went up to where, I don't know where, Summerland or something, and met this guy, and he sells the CBD, and I bought it. And I only took it for 2 months. You don't have to take it you don't have to take it forever. And I took it for 2 months. Everything went. Even the fungus, I had fungi in my toes, my big toe. It even went.
It's
Now-
amazing.
Now CBD does not go to any part of the body.
No.
It goes to the whole part of the body. It goes
Correct.
to all the body. So it's not going to take care of the heart
And
or
it's
take
not
care of the
THC.
liver.
Correct.
And it's not THC.
Correct.
So it doesn't take care of that particular thing that you hope when you take a pill it's going to go all the way to where it's supposed to go. Does it ever go there where it's supposed to go, a pill? A regular prescription
Well, it goes
pill?
where it's, not like a pill, but it goes where it's supposed to. So we actually call it the power of nature. So we combine the Himalayan salt stones with the CBD, and it is one of the best upgrades to a
And you
massage
rub
can
it all
have.
over, and the CBD is the oil, right? So
That is
you
correct.
actually rub the oil into the skin.
They rub the oil into the skin and then use the Himalayan salt stones to manipulate through the body.
Now, the
with
salt stones, are they rough or are they smooth or are they kind of, I'm thinking of salt, I'm thinking like a little
Correct.
bit roughy or something.
They feel a little bit more rough than a regular river rock that we use, but
Yes.
it's not rough at all. It feels amazing on the body.
It does.
Yes.
But I don't think I've had the stones, but I don't think I've ever
Have to
had
come in and
the-
try it. It's fantastic.
I'd love to.
Yes.
Now, I'm curious that you own it but don't do anything. That's pretty smart.
I
think
do a lot.
Well, she doesn't do anything massage,
Right,
all,
yeah.
all that stuff.
Correct.
Which everybody comes in for. So you run the place, take care of the books, and make sure the money is coming in.
Correct.
Is it?
It is coming in. So we opened in February of 2020.
Tough time.
1 month before the lockdown. And then we shut down March, I believe it was the 18th. And we were closed for almost 3 months. And we reopened in June. and it was very, very slow to start. And fortunately, we just kept plugging away.
Oh, wait a second. You opened in June. That was long before you were supposed to open, but you had to mandatory masks, right? Because that's only 3 months.
Well, we opened in February, and then
Yeah.
we had the mandatory shutdown in March.
In March, yes.
And then reopened in June.
Because I reopened my show in
Oh,
June,
yes,
and,
yes.
and everybody said, you can't do your show, and you can't do this,
Oh, no,
and I
we
can't
could.
do that, and I thought, everybody's been telling me for the last 3 months I couldn't do it, but you
Oh
could
no,
do
we
it.
could. Yes,
Now, why could you? Because you were touching people's bodies.
we were not in. I forget how they even called it. There was a first round. Because I remember Mark was able to go into restaurants and sing in the first round, but we were not able to open. They allowed us to open in the second round.
Second round.
And that was, I want to say, June 5th. So we
Because I
reopened
did
then.
the same thing. I reopened. I had to have masks on the
Right,
whole bit.
right.
But I didn't mind that. I thought all I want to do is,
Is
open up
open.
and do what I need to
Right,
do.
right. And we opened it, and it started off slow, and it was a little bit of a scary time because it was so slow, but we just kept plugging away, and every month we get busier and busier.
Did you have to pay the rent and everything else? Did they all want
Yes.
that? They did?
Oh,
'Cause
yes.
some of
We were
them-
in a lease, and we had to pay rent, but fortunately, our landlord worked with us.
He
so that
worked
was
with you,
helpful.
so
Yeah.
that was helpful.
Yes.
And I think a lot of them
Thank
did.
goodness, yes.
I know. I have a little building, and I had to do the same thing. I'm still doing it.
Right.
There's still problems.
Right,
Everybody,
right.
Everybody still has problems. It's
Right.
unfortunate, but that's just how life is.
Right.
Unfortunately. So, what made you open this store? Is this something you had done before, or is it?
So I moved here from Philadelphia, and at that location in University City, I was the general manager of a location there. So Hand and Stone is a franchise. We're almost 500 nationwide, and I was the general manager of the location in Philadelphia. And I helped open that particular location, and when I interviewed, my business partner said to me, we're looking for someone that can go long-term with us. We want to open 2, 3, 4, as many as we can.
They want a franchise.
They want a franchise.
So, were you supposed to buy a franchise?
So they, my business partners owned that one, and then because we had such a great relationship,
Yeah.
we formed a partnership, and Silverado Ranch is the first location that the three of us have together.
You're in Silverado Ranch?
Silverado Ranch in Maryland.
You're 5 minutes from me. I'm on Silverado
So you're going to be 2 minutes from me tomorrow.
That's funny. That's funny. 2 minutes from you tomorrow.
So yeah, so this is the first location that we've owned together.
Yes.
And then in March of 2022, we have our second location as a group coming together in Henderson
Okay.
on Mark Street, right next to the Walmart
I
on
know-
Mark Street.
I know where you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have a partnership, so you have 2 other people or
Correct.
3 other. Is it only you that owns this? Or is your,
No,
does your
right
husband
now
own
it's
it
a
as well?
collaboration. So
It's a
we're in it together. We're a
collaboration.
partnership.
So how many of you are there in the partnership?
We have 3 in the partnership currently, and then we have investors.
And then you have investors.
We have
as
investor
well.
owners, correct.
Fabulous. So
Yes.
they've invested in you.
And me, right.
Isn't that nice to
It's
be
great.
invested in? Because then you got to be trusted a little bit.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
And then you probably like that because you like.
I love it. It's
you-
great because I'm in the day-to-day operations, so
Yes.
I'm running the business.
Yes.
So I have a great feel for it, and I love it. I love what I do.
You do, don't you?
I really do.
And so, what did you do before all that? Before you obviously
Prior to
married?
Hand and Stone, I was I lived in State College, and I was doing retail management for Verizon Wireless, and I did that for about 8 years. And then I needed to kind of get out of retail for a change. I
Yeah,
just wanted to kind of have more of a work-life balance.
Yeah.
So I moved to Philadelphia, and
I would imagine it's really hard to deal with all these customers and to deal with everybody and to be nice all the time. You have to.
and I tend to
You
be
are
nice all
nice.
the time. I really do.
You try
Sometimes
hard anyway,
I
but
do.
sometimes
Some
it
days
gets a
it was
bit edgy.
difficult. But you know what? It was all okay. But I was ready for a change because I wanted more of a balance.
Yes.
So I moved to Philadelphia and was doing outside sales. And then a college friend of mine had said, hey, I know some guys that are opening a spa and they're looking for a general manager. I know you just found a new job
Yeah.
and just moved here, but would you like to see, what it's about? And I said, I would love
Absolutely.
to. I'm always open for opportunity.
Of course.
So I met with Jason, my business partner, and we had an interview. And I knew right then that's.
Did you know this is what you wanted
I knew
to do?
immediately. I knew the way we connected. I knew the way the interview went. I knew this was what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that must be really nice.
It was
Isn't that a nice
exciting.
feeling? Isn't that a nice feeling to own your own business, though?
I would have.
What-
Sometimes I actually get into tears because I can't believe that this is what I'm doing now. I would have never thought this. I always wanted to open my own business, but quite honestly, I thought it would have been a daycare when I was younger.
Children?
With children. I wanted to run a daycare.
You have children?
I do not, actually.
You don't?
I don't.
That's, you and I don't have children. I don't know if that's good or bad. Sometimes
It's
I think
okay. I have lots of great nieces and nephews.
yes, I've got lovely nieces and nephews. I've got lots of children out there, actually.
Right.
And then I also, when I got married, and my husband had 6 children.
Oh.
3 from one wife and 3. I was the third wife. What do they say? Third is the charm.
Yeah.
But I had the most beautiful husband in
Right.
the entire world for me. He was gorgeous for me. But no, I didn't end up having. But there was a reason why I didn't have children. It
Right.
wasn't because I didn't want to have them. It was
Me
because
too. I
it
wanted
was-
to, but it just didn't work out that way, and that's okay.
It was complicated. I'm not
Right.
going to go into my detail. We don't need any of that. That's for sure. So what are you planning on now? We've got the new year. Got 2022 is coming up.
So 2022 is coming up, and we're anticipating March of 2022. Our location in Henderson on Mark Street, and it's going to be right next to the Walmart.
Yep.
So crazy foot traffic, great location.
And I think in that area you've got a lot of women that would like massages. And would like
It's a
this
great
whole-
area.
and
I
it's-
actually live pretty close to there, and it's a great area. So that should be opening in March of 2022. We're starting the process and building that out right now. But we're hoping for 3 and 4 locations. We've got a great
Gosh,
team
she
of.
started with 1 and now she's happy with 1 and now look at her.
Oh no, I want to keep
Branching,
going. Keep
branching.
going.
When people kind of book you, or when they look at you, or they notice you on your website or somewhere, what is your main thing that you do? What attracts people to come to you that's different compared to other people? That you think?
In my opinion, so we are a massage and a facial spa. So massage is always our first, but our facial business is amazing. We just launched our dermal infusion business, which is
Thermal
phenomenal.
infusion. Well, does that sound juicy?
Yeah, it's great. I just actually had it done the other day. It was phenomenal. I felt like my skin was just glowing. But I think what separates us is we try to project an image of home and comfort, and as of a day spa, not a clinic.
Yes.
We want it to be warm and friendly, and I believe when you
You'll
walk
see
into
they're
my
very
spa,
personal when they come
very,
in
very
there.
personal.
And women feel comfortable.
They feel very
Now,
comfortable.
what about men? Do you have men coming in?
We have men coming in all the time, and we actually, to make everyone comfortable, we pre-screen everyone, and they do an intake form, and then
What do you
our
pre-screen them? For what? For everything?
just to do an
General,
intake
in
form
general,
on them,
in
correct?
general, yeah.
And then our front desk greets them when they come in, our spa associates, and they have a dialogue with them, and then our massage therapist or our estheticians have dialogue with them, and in our rooms.
So that means you have reoccurring people coming in.
Recurring, because we are membership driven actually,
Okay.
which is amazing because we have people love it so much that they sign up for our lifestyle program and they come
what
in
is the
every
lifestyle
month.
program?
The lifestyle program it's $69.95 a month, and that gives you a massage or a facial every month. So
Wow.
you come in and you get it at the discounted price.
Yes.
Instead of $109.95, you're only paying $69.95 a month, which compared to the strip
And you have
is
to
amazing.
sign up for a year. Well, the strip
Nope,
is
you don't have to
ridiculous.
sign up for a year, and that's what another thing that makes us different from everyone else.
Oh.
We are month to month. There is no long-term contract.
So hey guys
So-
and girls out there, month to month makes it much easier. Usually a year you
No.
get that discount.
We just want you to come and enjoy it and relax.
Yeah.
We're not trying to hold anyone hostage, and I think I have the best therapists, massage therapists, and estheticians in the state.
Are they good?
They're amazing. They're
Yeah.
amazing,
And-
and they are no different from any therapist that's on the strip.
No.
They're all licensed the
But
same way.
are they happy where they are? Do you keep them happy? How do you? Cause, it's keeping staff, content, and they come in every
Yeah,
day.
you know what?
They have moods.
I'm glad you said that actually, because for me personally, one of my biggest things is I'm about having a team that is like family. Communication and family. And everyone that interviews, I tell them that that's my biggest thing. I want a family type atmosphere, and I'm all about that. And I'll say to them, when you leave this interview, you can walk around and you can ask every single person how you like it here. They feel like it's a family,
So they come into really like a home.
like a home. We don't do drama. I don't do any of that. I just want you to come
No
and
drama.
relax.
Drama's
Yeah.
out the window.
Just come in and enjoy. They have repeat customers, so that's kind of the goal.
Yes.
Is they have these repeat customers that come in, so they build a book. They make great money because these clients are coming in month after month.
Now,
So it's a good atmosphere.
what is your list of services you give?
So we do
So-
massage, all different type. We do specialty. We do hot stone, Himalayan, CBD, deep tissue. Then our estheticians with the facials, they do exceptional facials, exceptional exfoliations.
And there's all different prices for
All
the
different
massage.
prices,
So,
correct.
So I'm just going to jump into the CBD. How much would a CBD massage cost?
It's an additional $30.
Additional $30 on the $69.
Correct.
Or
Correct.
if they want to just pay for coming in one time and not maybe
Correct.
coming back in
That's
again,
correct.
and then that would be on top of that.
Correct.
That's not too expensive.
No,
is
not
it?
at all. Compared
No.
to the strip, we are a bargain, and it's like I said, that everyone is licensed the same way. You're not getting a better massage therapist on the strip than you are in my location. And my location is beautiful. We have parking, and it's when you walk in, it's amazing.
It sounds wonderful. So how many different, do you have mini facials, full facials? Do you do any hair massaging or anything like that for the...
Great question. So as far as a facial, we'll do an express facial, which is 30 minutes, but normally it's a 50-minute hands-on service. The service is an hour, but we allow time to dress and undress, but it's a 50-minute hands-on.
Yes.
We do offer a scalp massage as an addition, which is one of my favorite things ever. I just had that the other day.
Does that make the hair grow and all the...
Well, when you manipulate the scalp and massage the scalp, it does
But you've
help.
got to create, if you keep, this is a secret, if you keep massaging
That's
your
correct.
head when you get older, you keep, you're sitting watching television and your husband's sitting there and you just massage your head, you probably think you're nuts, but
Well, it
you don't
stimulates
care.
the hair growth. You're
But you're
correct.
supposed to stimulate the blood. It's the blood circulation because you're standing up all the time.
And
I've
it
often
feels
thought, how does
amazing.
blood get here? It's going to go all the way up here and stay there.
But it feels amazing. It's
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite add-ons that we do.
Okay, so you've got quite a few. So you've got quite a long list of
Add-ons, we
of
do.
add-ons.
We do. We'll
Um,
do
you-
a foot
foot
a hot towel
massage.
foot treatment, which is one of the best.
Do you do a
Your
wax
feet-
with treatment where you're covering wax?
So the estheticians as well.
Do
We do
hands
hair
wax?
removal. So
hair removal.
we do hair removal. So that's an amazing thing.
That's
Here
woman,
we live
that's
in the
a woman's
desert.
problem.
It's
She's
not a
looking-
problem with us. Yeah. So come to
She's
us and we
looking
take
at me
care of
like-
that. Yes, it's great though. So we do eyebrows, facial, legs,
Everything.
Brazilian bikini, all
So
that.
you do absolutely.
We do everything.
You do kind of everything
For women.
Okay, so now we've got that. They do everything. They do waxing. They do CBD. They do just mini masks. They do, and you do masks as well. How can anybody reach you?
Two ways of reaching us. Our telephone number is 702-941-7833. And our website is www.handandstonesilveradoranch.com.
Now you can reach. Well, Lisa, it's amazing. I don't normally have people with massages and things like that, a health spa. But in the entertainment business, I would think a lot of people need this to kind of
Exactly.
relax after
I have so
performing.
many entertainers that are members at my location.
I can imagine because
Yes.
there's so many that they're uptight. They're performing. They're doing this. They're doing that.
Right.
And they must get very sort of. They get off that stage exhausted.
Right.
I know that after I do my show, I'm like, phew, what happened? Because you have to have that energy. You have
Right,
to have that
right.
stuff and everything else. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Ninon, thank you. It was
Absolutely
such an honor to
amazing.
be here today. Thank you.
Absolutely. I loved having her on because it's something different.
you.
It's something we all need, especially us women. But men go as well. So it's not. It never used to be that.
No,
It used to be
but
really
now
women, but now men
we
are
have
getting,
just as many men as
men
women.
are getting just as vain as women, and
Pamper
why
yourself.
not? And why not? Enjoy
Right,
yourself,
right.
love yourself. We'll be right back with the next guest, Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe. And don't forget to check us out. We're doing a lot of stuff. We're also on Roku. Did you know that? Vegas Live with Ninon is actually on Roku. It's actually been on Roku that I didn't know it was on for the last 6 months. So I'm quite chuffed with all that because it's amazing to be there and to have all that. And things that, of course, we're in our 7th year as well. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads. I have the ass of a 16-year-old boy. So, get you some cheesecake. I had to watch porn at the office. They paid me to watch porn at the office. Up is down, black is white, porn is good again. Full official name and title is Captain Chris Cookie Cook, the Cook County Chili Cook and comedic curmudgeon, captivating crowds from coast to coast.
Yes.
This old dude.
Does he like this at home?
Yes.
Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. We're back again with another guest. I have Carrie Brown with me. She's a reoccurring guest. She's been on many, many times, and I haven't had her on for a little while. And I've actually been following you, Carrie.
Well,
and
thank
look,
you.
she's got a crown on. Where's my crown? Did I get a crown?
I gave you one the last time you came to the
Did you
show.
give me
Remember?
one?
Yes, I
Do you know
did.
where do you know I do have it?
Yes,
I
we
still
gave it to
have
you at
it.
the peppermint.
I have it in my living room. I
You're
have
supposed to wear it when I come out. Absolutely. We're queens.
Well, you're definitely a queen.
Well,
I
you're
don't know if I'm a queen. I haven't quite found out what I am yet. But you look beautiful. But I do have it in my. And I have it in my room when I watch television. It's on top. You laugh. It's on top of a lamp, so it's always
Okay.
there.
Awesome.
It's always on display.
Okay, one day I want to see it on your head.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done having. I've been following you, and
Great.
I know this young lady from way back. When you first kind of started out.
Yes.
And you were very shy, very little makeup, very little of everything. You've lost weight.
Yes, a little.
From my eyes, you've lost a lot of weight.
Well, great.
And you're doing really good. So how are you?
Thank you. I'm fabulous.
So why are you so fat? What did you do to make such a difference in your life? Because your life was a bit.
Oh yeah, I had to make change.
She had to make.
I had to make change. I had to do things differently. I had to create a better atmosphere for myself.
Which meant you had to mix with different people.
Absolutely.
You were not mixing with the right people. How did you find out you weren't doing all these things right? I mean, you know.
Well, I had to actually step outside of the box
Okay.
and pull back
Okay.
and know that I needed to be comfortable in digression,
Okay.
that it was all right.
Yes, it's all right.
Because sometimes we're always moving forward. We're
Well,
going
we think we
fast.
have to always
Yes.
move forward. We've realized that we should not sit back, but the sitting back part is probably the best part.
Absolutely.
When you start understanding all the
Yes.
crazy things you should not be doing.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree because I needed to do that.
Yeah.
I personally needed to become my own. I had
You need to
lived a
become
life,
Carrie.
absolutely, being everybody else, or what everybody else
Why do
wanted me
women
to be.
do that? Why do women, they're catering to everybody. Are they doing that to make sure something rubs off onto them and they can kind of move up? Whereas that woman's definitely not going to let you move out because women don't do that.
Absolutely, to a certain extent.
Well,
Because
definitely
if
to
you
a
look at
certain
me,
extent.
I can never be a teeny weeny itsy bitsy teeny bikini.
Oh.
So I had
Well,
to
can't I anymore if we're talking about bikinis?
absolutely that was
Those
just
days-
but
those
I had to
days
learn how to be
are gone.
comfortable with Carrie.
Comfortable within
Yes.
your own skin.
Absolutely. And it made such a big difference to really realize I did not have to adapt to be who everybody else wanted me to
No,
be.
you had to be you.
Absolutely.
Now, when you won your first crown, which
Yes.
was some time ago now. What
Yes.
was that? That was.
Oh,
That was.
I'm going to say the first crowning I received was in 2015.
Yeah.
Unawares to anybody.
It was 2000 because you were on my
Yes,
show 2000.
absolutely.
You were on my show 2016.
Yes.
And you had just got this crown. And
Miss
you were
Las
so,
Vegas Entertainment.
Yes, and you were so proud.
I really was because it was an accomplishment, myself personally, especially after somebody's watched you for 4 years. Remember I told you that? I was shocked. But
Who watched
what
you
they,
for 4 years?
the
I
people
forget the
who were
story.
interested in
you.
me, yes, carrying this prestigious titling, mind you, they governed me through the whole process, not knowing everything that was coming forward
From you.
from me. Absolutely.
They did not know your life. They did not understand you.
Oh,
But
no,
but
I
they
told
wanted to
them.
But they wanted to take you on, and they wanted to help you.
Yes.
Is this the first time that people have been really out there to help you in your career and to go to the next level?
It really was, and I'm going to tell you, the experience was fabulous. Because when queens fly in from all over the world to meet a woman they don't even know, to do something that they might have been aware of.
Well, that's true, but then you
Yes.
also yourself, you have to come up to that standard, and you now have to
Absolutely.
be who you're supposed
I was
to
scared.
be. Were you scared?
I was shaking in my boots. I was
My little
nervous.
knees were knocking.
I thought those people were crazy. Because
Really?
I felt like, what are you looking for?
They
from me?
came to see you.
Yes.
And you thought, what so you had to
What's it?
really, so what did you do within your mind to make them really like you and to make them understand how you'd got there?
I had to get back to Carrie.
You had to understand Carrie first,
Absolutely.
to make sure that you're doing the right thing out there.
Absolutely. I had to literally go outside of that box and get into this box and remember and identify with who Carrie is. I was changing for everybody else,
Except
but I
for
was
you.
absolutely. I had to come back to my integrity, you know, my character, my personality.
What was your integrity?
Just being a good person, kind to people.
How did you know what was
loving.
going to be a good person?
You really don't know.
You don't, that's
Just
what I'm
somebody
asking.
just
You
speaking,
don't.
saying hello.
You might say the wrong word out there. You know, you don't
Absolutely.
know what you're going to say. You don't know what you're going to do, so you have to try to put
Yes.
this all together.
Sometimes you could just look at a person's face and say, you know what, I need to say hello to them today.
Yes.
Because sometimes people go
But you
home and
always
don't-
had to be
Yes.
nice to people. Okay, so we've gone from there. We've gone from 2015 up to now.
Yes.
What is the big difference that you've actually seen in yourself, and how do you feel?
I just stopped being scared. I
So
started
now you walk
watching
into a
out.
room with confidence.
Yes.
You walk anywhere with confidence.
Absolutely. Like, why not me? I was in a place of
You're the same as anybody else. We're all the same.
Why not?
Do you know everybody in the entire world is all the same, except we've got males and females, and you know
Right.
we've got different color skins, different color religions, different color languages, but we're all basically 100% the same. We're just all
Absolutely.
different colors and sizes.
Absolutely, but it's the
And religions.
variety that captured them, more so. I was a variety of everything that this titling had to capture.
And you realize that.
And I realized it. And I said, wow, I got something to offer.
What have I got
That's
to
great.
offer? What can I help these other women?
Absolutely. The example of leadership, because this title is big. It's the nation's ambassador piece when it all came
So wait a minute.
together.
Now, so what are I know what you
Yes.
are, but what are you
Yes.
now as of title?
I'm still Carrie.
That wasn't really my question. But I asked the question again.
Okay. All right.
What are you now as what do you represent? I know
Oh,
you
wow.
represent Carrie, but what title you're carrying? You're carrying
An ambassador.
So you're
and
an
leadership,
you're a
yes.
leadership of
Yes.
Las Vegas or
Yes.
Nevada.
Yes.
Probably
Well, it's actually Queen of Las Vegas Entertainment, capital of the world, nation's ambassador, USA.
because that's a great long time.
Absolutely.
I
And
don't have any title like that.
and what's so
I'm a little bit
significant
jealous. I don't have a title.
was it's the Royal Regal crowning titling
I don't want to talk to you anymore, Carrie. I'm all
to the
upset,
nation.
and I don't know what to do.
Absolutely. This queen put the flag behind.
So you've got the flag
yes.
behind USA.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what they wanted to do through Miss Universe, discovering through the pageantry for so many years, our history was just out of order, if that makes sense. It was never
So
put
now
in.
you've put all the
Absolutely.
history back in order as to what a queen represents.
Absolutely.
And so you actually represent the entertainment of the world.
Absolutely. All of that was the Royal
That's
Regal.
that's a pretty
So I had
big-
to become all of this. I had to Miss Las Vegas Entertainment. Then it was Miss Las Vegas Entertainment, capital of the world, USA. Miss Las Vegas Entertainment Capital of the World, USA. Now, the flag's not there yet. But then I had to go in and capture the Queen of Las Vegas Entertainment Capital of the World, Nation's Ambassador, USA, which made me today the Royal Regal Crowning titling to our nation's Queen. I am the very first Queen to have done that.
Are you the very first?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How proud we are of you.
Because they were looking for the king and queen
Well,
and
when I-
discovered there was none.
No, there wasn't. Do we have a king? Somewhere.
I guess it's the president of the United States.
Well, I'm not quite going to. I don't discuss politics.
That's okay. We're going to leave that alone.
Yeah, we're going to completely leave.
I'll give them that much. But in our history,
We're not laughing at you, President. We're laughing
No.
with you. We're laughing
Yes,
with you because
absolutely.
he does do a lot of laughing.
Yes.
I must admit, when he does speak up there, he's always chuckling.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, what's he laughing at? What's so funny?
I don't know.
Anyway, let's not go there.
That's
So
all right.
you have to represent, but it's the entertainment
Yes.
business,
Well, it's part of the entertainment,
Part of the
leadership,
leadership.
everything. I have to set that. I've set that tone,
Now,
that
I'm going to ask a
example.
very personal question. Do you get
Sure.
paid?
Believe it or not, I do not.
So how do you how do you survive? Do you have a job?
No. I'm blessed.
She's got rich parents.
I mean, I do have platforms, but
Yeah.
I would love to say they pay me well.
Your platforms play you well.
No, what my platforms do.
What do
In
your
the
platforms
events
do?
that I do,
Yes.
I have an anti-bullying award show here in Las Vegas that has received congressional honors.
Okay.
But everything I do goes to the needs in the community or whatever is needed in whatever area somebody may call me
Okay.
or, you know.
And you come up there. Do you have to make a speech up for that particular event? Or
Well,
does
I
it
have
just
platforms.
Come naturally? So you have
I got a lot of platforms now.
a lot of platforms.
Oh, yeah.
How many platforms you have?
I
This
can't. I
girl's a
lost.
busy
I
lady.
really lost count. But I'm a producer, songwriter. Oh, that's another thing. I released my first CD this year, and I'm.
Are you a singer? You're a
I'm
singer.
a singer. I do
Can
everything.
you give me a couple of lines? Come on.
Sure. Now my song that I'm gonna do.
Yes.
Maybe I don't know. It's Christmas.
I don't mind whatever you want. I'm not.
Christmas time is here. Merry Christmas, all. Have a happy, good time of the year. Sleigh bells in the snow, everywhere you go. It's a little bit. But then my song is called Crucial. And
Crucial.
yes,
It's very crucial.
because it's very critical times we're living in. And that song I recorded. It's streaming all over the world. So you can get it on Amazon and every download you
So
can
you
find
have
it
different avenues where you
Absolutely.
can actually create income.
there. Absolutely.
I'm just trying to figure out how this woman lives when she does everything for free and she's like, you know,
I'm a giver,
working.
y'all.
She
That's
gives
another
everything
thing.
to
I do.
everybody. I mean, you've got to live.
I really do.
Yeah, I know you
I
do.
do. I live very well.
I can't believe how she is, what
I
she
do.
was, you know, what is it, 5
I
or
was
6 years
a
ago?
basket case when she first met
No,
me.
she was not a basket case.
I was pretty
will not say
close.
that. No, because you came on my show, so I know,
Well,
I know you weren't a basket
I was
case.
sitting there like this, shaking them.
She was shaking her boots. So
Yeah.
what are your goals right now? You've kind of achieved it. How long do you hold this title?
Until I appoint the assessor.
Until you appoint. You
The
could never
successor.
appoint one, so you could have this.
Well, you know, I literally have to. I'll do a coronation service, which I also do the coronation service every year.
Okay.
Every year, the Royal Regal Crowning Court, I do install
Okay.
leaders. And they go in different levels according to the different things that they are skilled, talented,
Yeah, they all have to have something.
absolutely,
Yeah.
that they are already doing in the community.
Yes.
You know, I don't just
Yeah,
put
they have
something.
to work for a lot of the
Absolutely.
communities. They have to work for
Absolutely.
the foundations. They have to do all this.
Yes.
This work. This
I don't,
free work.
I don't deal with the talking about it. I gotta see you're doing it.
Yes.
You're out there.
I know,
You're
I don't
dealing
know, I
with
don't
the
want you to talk
people.
about it. I wanna see it.
wanna see it. Like you're doing it. You're an ambassador.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Thank you so
yes,
much.
I
That's
definitely
very
got to
sweet.
make sure you get a Medal of Honor. These Medal of Honors.
I'm gonna get a
has
medal.
our
I'm gonna
ma-
get
our
one
na-
of those.
Absolutely, yes. I'm gonna make. Remember that my executive assistant. She
Listen,
said,
we got this
"We're
on
gonna make
tape
sure
now. out. Come on.
Ninon will get one of these wonderful Medal of Honors
Oh,
from
how
the Royal
sweet.
Regal Crowning
Oh my
Queen.
goodness, I walk around with this thing.
Absolutely,
Strut my
absolutely.
strut.
Because that's one thing I say about the red, white, and blue.
Yes, we
I take it
represent
very
red,
serious.
white, and blue.
I really do. Because I earn every last
All right,
stripe.
since you're an ambassador
Absolutely.
and since you do so much in this world,
Yes.
what is the most important thing right now that you feel you would like to tackle and you would like to see straightened out or you'd like to see done? What is the most important thing right now?
So glad you asked me that question.
Good.
The laws.
The what?
Laws.
The laws of what? There's many laws.
Well, we need more laws instituted for hate crimes. We do not have enough laws for the acts
Well, they
and the
just cut a
crimes that
bunch
are
of
being
they just cut a bunch
committed.
of them out.
They did what?
They cut a bunch of all these laws out and all these
Well,
crimes. and all
that's
the
why I'm
time
still
you do.
here, because I'm a fighter, and I do go to
Okay,
the
so this is
dignitaries
not
and
coming
the
from me. This is coming from my
absolutely
guest, Carrie
no,
Brown.
because we don't need to cut them out. If they want to see change in our
Society.
nation, society, we
And
need
what
laws.
What change are you actually definitely looking for?
Hate crime laws.
Hate crime laws.
Absolutely,
is what you would
because
like
what
changed.
everybody thinks, because I am the ambassador of bullying, you know that.
Yes, I do know
Absolutely. And I went through it to learn and get educated about the different laws that we don't have in our system to help take these cases
that.
to court and win
When
them.
you mentioned bullying and what, they just dropped something. Hello? It's because I wanted to say something, that's why I wanted to make a noise. When you talk about bullying, you know, we always think about bullying in schools, kids.
No.
Well, it's not now because I'm looking at airports, I'm looking at airplanes, I'm looking at all sorts of places where people suddenly start fighting.
It's more the adults.
More-
And as you know, my bullying came from adults. And I fought it, and I say it because I can. I fought my case all the way to the United States District Court, and I won it. I won it.
Just a little abbreviation on your case. What was the case? Your case.
Bullying, it was injustice.
Who-
I'm not able to talk about the situation,
so she had a case.
but I can tell my story.
But you can tell your story.
Yes.
But it takes a little bit too long, so
Absolutely.
we won't go through it right now.
Yes.
But you actually went to the High Court.
Yes, I did. Here in
Why
Las
did you
Vegas.
have to go to the High Court?
Because they wouldn't stop.
They wanted to win.
Well, they couldn't win, not with me running around here. You see, I got too much
I
power
love
for
her
that.
tenacity. Her tenacity is
I
amazing.
sound like you want to come after me?
Yeah.
I know what to do with you. I don't have to fight it on Facebook. I'm
But
going to
what-
take
what-
you right to the
We're not going to get into a
Come
fight.
on now. I said I love you. But it's a fact. I'm not
You
ashamed
won't
to say
stop.
it. Pardon me?
You will not stop.
Not at
If
all.
it's right,
I fight for what's right.
you fight for what's right.
I'm an advocate. I'm a civil rights advocate. I've been this way ever since I can remember. People have the right, all mankind, not one sect, not one group of people, all mankind. I'm for everybody.
So not only Carrie wears this crown, which is very beautiful, and she wears the sash, and she does it, she actually speaks the word.
Yes, I'm also an ordained minister,
You're an ordained
Yes.
minister.
ordained reverend, and an ordained
So if any time I
elder.
want to get married, you could marry me.
Yes, I can.
I have nothing intention. Don't get word out there, guys.
Don't feel bad. I wouldn't even marry myself like that.
I'm not in the mood actually to get married.
Me.
Well, who knows? I don't know. I could meet somebody and get married to them
Who
right
knows?
away. I don't
Yes, because
know.
you're gorgeous.
I don't know. Well, but looks are only skin deep. It's what's
But you're
inside.
beautiful here.
Oh, it's
That's
nice.
what matters. You got it here, girl. Yes,
Thank
you
you.
do.
She's so
Yes,
sweet.
you do.
Now, with all what you do and everything, how can anybody get hold of you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook. My name is Carrie Brown, Carrie. You can also find me in Instagram. And, you know, at this particular time, I do have a lot of events and things that are coming up next year. I will be posting in 2022, and
Just
I'm
watch out.
excited.
Watch out
I'm
for
so
all those
excited.
posts that are on Facebook, Instagram. You're everywhere.
Everywhere. I'm everywhere.
Yeah, Carrie Brown, make sure she gets herself out there.
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming on my
Thank
show.
you for having
Very
me.
inspirational.
I'm
and
so
it's not
honored
only a
to be
beauty
here.
queen, it's a little bit more behind it of what you are doing anyway. And you've
Absolutely.
definitely made a name for yourself. I knew when she wasn't anything. But she was always something.
Thank
You
you
were always
so
something.
much. You're so
Always
beautiful.
something. Thank you.
I do appreciate you.
We'll be right back with our next guest, Vegas Live with Ninon. Go to YouTube, subscribe, do all the usual things that we love to make us progress, to make us bigger. Though we're in our 7th year right now. We're on Roku, we're on the 7th year, and everything's going absolutely amazing. But without any of you out there, nothing happens. Take care. We'll be back with our next guest.
Absolutely.
This old dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads.
Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Yes, I'm back again, and of course you know where I am. I'm at Amigos Taco Cantina. It's amazing here. They have an incredible buffet, large buffet. It's $13.95 or something, and then they also have one for dinner, another one, 16 something. It's absolutely amazing. I have Dustine Ardine with me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I was looking. Yes, you've got the most beautiful skin. What do you do? What do you put on it? I got to find a few secrets.
Just try to keep up moisturizer.
Just keep it moisturized,
exactly.
especially in Vegas. It's very dry here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
With the wind and everything else that's
Definitely.
going around.
Definitely.
So, Dustine's an actor.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I've been acting since I was 6 years old. In fact,
6 years old.
yes.
Still
And,
different then than now, right?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. But I've acted in pretty much every city in the union, and I've gone up to Canada, Mexico, and all over. In fact, I was just in
So
Vegas.
you're kind of not settled.
No, not really.
And why are you not settled in this vast business of acting? I know there's so many out there. There's a lot of competition, but my answer has always been you are the competition. So you're going to make yourself the competition.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're thinking about your dream and you're trying to go after your passion, passion is what drives you. Passion is what makes you live for now.
And whatever the passion may be.
Like you said, go out to Los Angeles and there's probably 15,000 people that look just like me. So what differentiates me from them is my drive.
Nobody looks like Dustine. Come on, there's only one of you.
Well, thank you
Pretty
very
cool.
much. I appreciate that.
So, which has been your favorite place? You've been practically all over the world, or all over the country, anyway.
Very much. I love. I was just here shooting a feature film in Vegas at the Embassy nightclub with Ronnie Nanos called Death Club.
Oh, Ronnie Nanos, how are you, Ronnie?
How's it going, Ronnie?
I love that guy.
Yeah,
he's adorable. He's fabulous.
Definitely.
Now, he was producing the movie or directing it? Or?
He was directing it. It was produced by the Patels.
Hi, Patels. How are you, Patels? Yeah, we know the Patels too. We know them all out there.
Yeah, they're all wonderful. Wonderful people.
They're all amazing.
We had an amazing cast and crew. It's called Death Club. It's in post-production right now. Can't wait for it to get out to the world and for everybody to see it.
Now, is this the first production you've done with them?
With the Patels, yes.
With the Patels, because once you get in, you get in with a company or with a group, and they know how you act and they know what you do. You get called back because they know you can be reliable. They know you can play that particular part. Do you get that a lot?
I try to, because I'm a method actor, so I go really far into my roles, whether I have to gain weight, lose weight, whatever the case may be.
Oh, I don't know about this gaining weight and losing weight. I guess I could never be an actor.
But I mean, some people really like that. Ronnie and me clicked instantly.
Well, they're dedicated to them. To them, it's like a business. It's like their work. So they dedicate. I also admire a lot of actors and actresses how they dedicate themselves. But it is their business. I remember Carl Malden. He was a friend of my husband and I. And his wife Martha, and Carl Malden would say, he said, well, James, that was my husband's name, he said, well, James, I have a job just like you. I just act and you sell real estate. He said, we both do the same thing. But he was dedicated, obviously that Carl Malden was very dedicated to his world of business. So what is your criteria? Where are you going? What are you kind of doing? What is your goal? What do you want?
I mean, my goal since I was 6 years old has always been to act for a living. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do full time. I want to get out to the main street.
Are you getting lead parts?
Yes. And, in Death Club, I was lead in that. I did a feature film before that called Ariadne, where I had to gain about 80 pounds for.
So that must be fun gaining 80 pounds.
It's not fun taking it off. Definitely, that's the hard part. Eat, work out a bunch, and that film's now on DVD and Blu-ray all over. Came out Walmart and Best Buy and everything, and Amazon Prime, which Ronnie actually has his own film called Ring of Desire on there. You should definitely check it out. Ring of Desire on there.
Any other films we need to check out there?
I mean, there's so many great things going on right now, and I've had the pleasure of being blessed as I see it for a lot of good things that happened. Saturday, I had a film of mine show at the Grauman's Chinese Theater, and it ended up winning
That's
Best
in Los
Actor.
Angeles.
Ended up winning Best Actor for myself and Best Horror of the Year for the film.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Isn't that wonderful?
Like I said, very blessed and honored, and I actually just won Best Actor at the Vegas Movie Awards for the same film as well.
My goodness, I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's wonderful, because this is what you work to achieve, isn't it?
This is my life's work and my life's goal. And
Now, to be an actor, we all get in these films and we all get these parts and we're all, blah, 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 blah. How do you prepare when you actually are chosen to come to audition for a part? How do you prepare yourself with that? Do you get the script? Do you read? Obviously, if you're playing the lead part, you'd have to have the script. Mm-hmm. How do you exactly put that all together?
I mean, everything for me starts in the audition, because a lot of actors say they hate going to auditions, they hate doing this, that, and the other things. I love going to auditions, because even if I end up not getting the role,
the only one that likes going to audition, I can assure you.
Even if I don't end up getting the role, I still get to do what I love for 15 minutes in that day, which is acting.
But you're going to get a role on all these auditions you go to.
I mean, you hope.
Yes, but you know you're going to, because you've already got so many roles. So are you recognized out there as you walk into the room? Do they recognize you? Or they...
I mean, it's happened a couple times. Oh, I've seen you in this, and you're really good, or and then instantaneously when you walk into a room and hopefully you click with everybody. Like when I walked in for Death Club, me and Ronnie clicked instantly, and the Patels, they were all great people, and I left feeling really good about it. And then when I got the call that they were offering me one of the lead roles, I was like, absolutely.
Now this was a full-fledged movie.
Yes, full-fledged feature film,
movie.
and they want to have openings in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and New York. So I can't wait for all that. That's going to be wonderful.
I've done a lot of red carpets for the Patels. I've done their red carpets.
They're wonderful
for them.
people. Absolutely love them.
I just adore them, and I love his wife. His wife is so sweet. She stands there. She's just
wonderful.
She's just lovely.
Absolutely.
She is. It's a very neat family, and they know exactly what they're doing. They know what they want. They know where they're going. So, what are your goals right now? Are you up for anything now? Are you going to any lovely auditions?
Right now, I try to audition as much as I possibly can, whether it's self-submission or in person. Obviously, with everything going on in the world, a lot more self-submissions have happened. But right now, I am in talks with coming out again to Vegas with a director named
Well,
Ty
hang on a second.
King.
You're in Vegas right now. So who's coming out to Vegas? Where am I?
And well, coming out in February, March area, maybe even summer.
Where do you live? You live in Los Angeles?
I live in Los Angeles and Vegas both.
Yeah,
I go
okay.
back and forth all the time. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is another great home for me. I love Pittsburgh. But coming out here to hopefully work with Ty King on his upcoming film. He's so passionate about it. I've spoken with Ty a couple times over the phone about
That's
his feature that he
exciting.
wants to do, and that's really where it is for me.
What
Is
sort
like
of movie would
getting
that
to
be,
know.
Ty King?
It would be about it's like a film noir, and I love the film noir genre, and I can't wait to play it. And I'm hoping it all comes to pass, and I'm hoping that I get to work with such a passionate person like Ty, just like I got to work with passionate people like the Patels and Ronnie, and that's what I really look for, is more not just the project or the character, because once I get the character,
people you're working with,
exactly.
and the people you're used to working with. Is that kind of how kind of an actor or actress, they sort of climb up the ladder? Because they work with these certain people, they're reliable, they work with them, they all work together. And that's kind of it. It's like a job, it's like anything.
Well, I mean, in anything, when you go, if you're going to go be a shoes salesman or paint, paint for a living or whatever it is, you have to be reliable, you have to be professional.
Yes.
And so when I show up on set, it doesn't matter if I'm completely in character for the whole time we're shooting the film. I'm still first to show up, want to be the last one to leave. I still come professional to all my auditions. I'm always off book. I'm never holding my cell phone in my hand, trying to audition or anything
You're
like
just
that. which I've seen.
professional out, and you're with them for the time they need you on that set.
Well, I mean, whether or not, I would love to work with the Patels and Ronnie and a bunch of people that I've worked with before. There's a couple people in the industry that I have my little black book and I put their name down. I will never work with them
We
ever.
all have a little black
exactly.
book.
But I want them to look at me and say, this guy's
I want
reliable,
him.
he's
Yeah, I want
professional.
him.
Let's give Dustin a call. Because I don't like playing the same characters over and over and over again. But I love working with the same people over and over
So,
again.
if you had a character to play, or a character you've always wanted to play, what would that be?
I think right now I would love to play like a real life story. Tell someone's real story. Because
He
anybody.
could do a little bit of Clark Gable.
An actor of the past, that would be an honor. I was actually named after Dustin Hoffman, so just to
So
meet
you could
him,
play
shake his
these,
hand,
yes, you
would be wonderful.
So you could play these people.
Absolutely, and again, no matter if I need to lose weight, gain weight, if I have to speak a different
You don't
accent,
mind
whatever,
that.
I don't mind any of
Awesome Wells, Awesome Wells.
Absolutely.
You could do that too.
Absolutely,
You've got
whatever.
that type of face, that very clean cut, beautiful
Thank you.
face.
that. I appreciate that.
Yes.
But I'm
Now
looking
you
forward
said
to it.
sometimes you say that you are called, or sometimes you have to go and get the job yourself or get the acting. How do you get the work yourself? How do you sort of?
That just
the reason
comes
I'm
down-
asking this question is for all my audience out there, so that if you're an actor, you can find out a few things, a few tips of what he does.
Anybody who ever asked me that question, I say it's all about the grind. It's if you walk into a room with 25 people that look exactly like you, what separates you from apart from it? And for me, it's I'm going to outwork every single person in that room. I guarantee you, no matter who you are, I will outwork you. Because from the time I wake up in the morning to the time I go to bed at night, this is what I want to do with my life. This is all I want to do with my
And
life.
that's all you've done since you were 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were 6 years old, were you in anything famous or anything? Because I know these young shows and everything.
I did. I was like background, extras and like
Yes,
Sister
yeah.
Act or even Kingpin.
Oh, really?
But a lot of it either got cut on the editing room floor, or I remember I got a featured role in The War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, and I was on set with him for about a week and a half. And great guy. He gave me lots of tips and information.
Yeah,
but then almost my entire part got cut out of the film. And
I
very,
think I've
very
got
little.
cut. I've been in a few films, and I've definitely ended up on the floor somewhere.
It
'Cause I
definitely
didn't see
happens a
myself
lot.
in the movies. So.
So you just can't be
I made a
discouraged,
boo-boo.
and you got to keep going to work and be professional at all times.
Yes.
Know your lines, know what is expected of you. Don't mess around on set, because it's all time is money, as they say.
Okay, secret to learning lines, because that's one of the biggest. Every actor has this problem, learning lines and remembering them, and not getting flustered in front of your opposite actor or actress.
With me, it's preparation. Preparation I think is the key to becoming a character. You want to build that person from the ground up. I want people to look at the screen and not go, wow, Dustine did a great job. I want them to see that character.
You want that character.
Exactly. And then afterward they go, wow, that was awesome. Who did that? Who brought that character to life? When I went to the New York Film Academy, and when I was there, I was living in my car for the entire 2 years that I was there. And I would go to class, and people would not have any of their lines memorized. And then they would be like, how do you memorize all your lines? And I'd ask them, what did you do last night? And they would say, well, we had a party over here, we did this or that. And I'm like, I was in my car practicing my lines while you were partying or doing this or that or the other thing.
So you're really dedicated to what you want.
I mean, you have to be. If you want anything in life, whether that's to be, a huge actor or to, like I said, have a successful painting company or whatever it is.
Whatever
you
it
have
is
to be
you want
passionate
out
about
there,
it.
you have to actually do it 100%.
Because that passion will drive you forward and make you work every single day, because there's always somebody behind you, always somebody waiting to grab your spot.
Any particular person you would like to play?
I mean, I've played such a vast array of
variety of
characters,
people,
and I've done things from Shakespeare to Tennessee Williams on stage. I've done serial killers. I've done the love interest. I mean, honestly, for me, the more work that I get, I that's what I'm after. I'm after positive, great projects that people are passionate about. I mean, it doesn't really matter if the story is about a real life serial killer or if it's a story of love at true sight. Whenever you meet these people and you work, that will make what happens in the very end that much better, because they'll see it through all the way to the end. I don't like working with.
Do you find that directors and producers and people that are on set, do you find them watching you?
Yeah. Yes. But it's great. Like with a director like Ronnie, he knew the kind of background that I had. It started in theater. He knew that I was a method actor, so he just kind of let me loose, which is great. And then when he needed to reel me in,
because he knew he could trust you.
Exactly.
He knew what you were going to do.
And that trust is great.
Well, it is, because they've got this character. Sometimes they've got this character within their heads, and sometimes, I used to get chosen for a lot of commercials because they had this character in their head, and I was the character. Whether I was going to talk or not or anything didn't make any difference. But they liked the character,
Exactly.
so they like you as a character. And as long as they know you can produce the lines, because you probably know that. But it's finding that character and hoping that person is going to do what you want, because they've got that in their mind. And when you do what you want, it makes their job so much easier. You have no idea how they relieve, and they're sort of,
Absolutely.
and when they've got a bunch of people that haven't really studied or done what they're supposed to do, it's very hard.
Well, see, I see my job as an actor is when it all comes down to it, it's my job to bring the director and the producer's vision to life. So if there's any kind of disagreement, I always do what they want, because that's my job.
Yes, do what they want. I think that's the best answer. Any actor out there, do what your producer and your director want out there, because they've got this in their mind, what they want. You're just somebody that came along that they chose for that part, and they're hoping you're going to do it.
And if they give you freedom to have artistic input on your character, absolutely run with it. Give them something that they'll remember. But at the end of the day,
they'll soon tell you no if they don't like it.
Exactly.
Believe me, they will. No, don't do it. They will never say don't do it that way. They will always say, this is a wonderful thing about the industry. They always say to you, well, let's try it this way, or let's do it this way, or let's try it that way. They will never say you've made a mistake or you did it wrong in the movie industry. They never do they?
I mean, some will, and honestly, as an
shouldn't.
actor, I actually prefer that, because I can deal with a director
Well,
who's
you can
like,
do it. Most actors can't
Exactly,
do it.
but
Most
that's the
actors
issue.
cannot deal with
Yeah.
something they did wrong, because they never do anything wrong.
And see, that's where you have to put yourself out of the picture and just
Yes.
bring the character to life.
Bring the character.
Once you understand that, then you're fine. Because I can deal with a director who's like, what was that? Let's do it again and change everything you did. Rather than somebody who's like, that was awesome. Let's do it again and change absolutely everything that you did.
Okay, I guess you didn't like it.
Exactly.
But they do that. The reason they do that actually is because they don't want to get the actor down in the dumps.
No.
They still want them to have that spirit. They want to have them that, to
absolutely.
do that part. So that's why
And
they
see,
do that.
that's where my own, self-interest in what I do comes through, because you're not going to get me down.
No,
All right, it's not going to happen. I'm there to
So
do a job.
Dustine cannot be got down. In the meantime, Dustine, how can anybody find you for all these great, fantastic acting parts out there?
Uh,
I have my own website. It's DustineArdine.com. I'm on every social media that there is. I post at least once per day. Hit me up, email me, DustineArdine@gmail.com. I'd love to work with absolutely anybody and anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. Los Angeles, Vegas,
There's
Pittsburgh,
planes
Pennsylvania,
and
just
travels and
whatever.
cars and all sorts of creams to get around.
Exactly.
And you have a website.
DustineArdine.com.
DustineArdine.com. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
One more thing I want to ask you. What would you advise the younger generation, something they should do to become an actor?
Make sure that this is exactly what you want to do with your life, because there's no half in. There's no, oh, I'll go out to Hollywood and I'll give it 25 months or 2 years or anything like that. If this is truly what you want to do, it's the same with, I tell anybody who wants to open up a beautiful cantina like this, or who wants to go into be a reporter or behind the scenes, whatever it is. You have to do what is passionate for you and
Stick with
put
it.
everything that you have into it. Stick with it. Make that decision. This is what I want to do, or don't start.
And you've got to go through the ups and downs, and there's more ups than downs, so don't even worry
Absolutely.
about it.
And because of those ups and downs, if this is truly what you want to do, then you're going to be able to go through that.
Well, Dustin, it's been very informative as to being an actor, what it is. There's a lot of work attached, just like any other job. You go into something and you become dedicated to what you're doing. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We shall be right back. Oh,
Thank
by
you.
the way, Social Media Shows is who produces us, and of course we've got Pureza, who is my producer. Absolutely amazing. We will be right back with our next guest. Take care.
Thank you.
This old dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads. I have the ass of a 16-year-old boy. So, get you some cheesecake. I had to watch porn at the office. They paid me to watch porn at the office. Up is down, black is white. Porn is good again. Hooray, porn! Official name and title is Captain Chris Cookie Cook, the Cook County Chili Cook and comedic curmudgeon, captivating crowds from coast to coast.
Yes.
This old dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads. I have the ass of a 16-year-old boy. So, get you some cheesecake. I had to watch.
Well, we're going to open up with Tom Hillery. Forget about Vegas Live with Ninon. And forget about Ninon, because Tom Hillery he's a good friend of mine. He's been a good friend of mine for a long time. He's a producer, a director. Listen to him. I love you. I love you. See, with
Just
Tom,
keep going, honey.
with
Just keep
Tom,
going. This is all good,
give it a go,
people.
give it a go. Well, Tom's been an amazing friend of mine. I've known you for years, and we've bounced in the same places and everything else. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
You look pretty well. You're surviving. This COVID-19 has kind of gone, brrr, but I don't know. I think it's invented a few things.
Actually surviving and prospering. That's the good news.
I like the prospering
The
part.
prospering part,
Surviving,
yeah.
great. You
Yeah.
always survive. Prospering, all right. What's the prospering part? I need to know about this.
Well, the great news is I came into all this because I wanted to be a writer. You know, this
Okay.
is the movie business
The
we're
movie.
talking about now. So, of course, you write when you're home.
Yes.
And because there
Which
is...
was good.
Yeah.
COVID, home.
Because nobody's like distracted now making movies because you can't make a movie wearing a mask because, you know, you can't do everybody looking like a bandito in a movie, right? So that's given us plenty of time to write and talk about people and refine scripts and
I
get
like the
budgets
talk
and
about
schedules
people
done. Yeah, exactly.
Because they can't hear you or see you.
So I've actually been able to put these times to very good use.
That's wonderful. So, what is this new script that you've written? Because you obviously wrote this script. What's the name of the script? Can we know the name?
Well, certainly there's a whole bunch of them actually, a whole slew I wrote.
bunch
But
of them.
the one I just got produced in the
Yes.
UK is called Looks Can Kill, which is about murder stalking a modeling agency.
Well, in England, we do have. What most people do look with kills. If you do something, you don't like, you look at that person like we're going to make you drop dead. I mean, because what you just said wasn't right. We do that a lot.
Okay, well,
So it's a good title.
okay, forewarned is forearmed.
Yeah, forewarned.
Watch out if you go to the UK. Not only might you get COVID, you might get dirty looks.
Yeah, you get. You will.
The dirtiest.
So what? Yeah, absolutely. For moi. So what made you have this thing in England? What do you know? What all of a sudden you've become English?
Well, yeah, it's strange how that worked. You can go to Los Angeles and try to be in the movies, but you know, if you're in Vegas, it's much more of a business climate here than it
really?
is an artistic climate.
Yeah.
So there's a gentleman out here runs a company, ITN Distribution, which is a
Okay.
distribution company.
Okay.
And I can honestly tell you, he's the most reliable and successful person I've met in the entertainment
Okay.
business.
And it's ITM.
ITN.
ITN.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, based here in
I'm
Vegas.
giving him a plug because he's
Yeah.
a nice guy.
I'm impressed by him.
Yeah.
So he's did some work with this Jagged Edge production company out in the UK, and I guess they did like 10 movies for him. And he said this
wow.
guy comes in on time and on budget, and that's a great combination in
On
anything. but it's-
time and budget are
yeah.
two things that don't quite happen in the industry. I know the industry.
You usually got to hope you're going to get one or the other, but if you
Yeah.
get two,
Yeah.
you got a good combination there. So,
Running simultaneously.
Yeah. And best of all, this fellow, Scott, specializes in thrillers. So, of course, Looks Can Kill, you can tell by the title, is
Well,
a thriller.
England is known as thrillers. They
Yeah.
have all these mystical things going on.
And said, okay, let's go with this guy. And he wrapped it out. I think he actually shot it in about 10 days.
Oh, wow.
Production now. It's
Is
taking
it
a long
it's
time.
a full-length
Post-production.
movie?
Yeah, regular 80, about an
You can
80-minute
sh-
feature.
You can do an 80-minute feature in 10 days.
You have to really have a lot of experience and know what you're doing and have a coordinated crew and cast. But yeah, he can do it. He's done it that well and that
Well, he
long.
did it.
Yeah. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, but I'm impressed too. I think that's pretty. But that's just a
Might
matter
go back for a sequel.
Yeah, and you probably will. So, would you write a sequel?
Oh, well, actually, I've still got like about 12 or 13 other scripts that are sitting in my file drawer from
So
this
are a
long
writer.
time.
So you are a writer.
Oh yes, these are all copyrighted.
They're
This has
all
actually happened.
copyrighted. Nobody can take them. Nobody can steal them. But they're all yours anyway.
Yes, indeed.
Do you ever get any favourites out of these? That sort of, I like this one because you're writing them. I mean, you know. So,
Well, the one I've been promoting for a long time that has a budget and schedule put together for it is called Honey Trap. So that's a Russian-based espionage thriller, but it's on the light side. It's not a heavy,
it's got
dark,
like a 007.
a happy and light version of 007.
See?
Yeah.
See?
You know, 007's out there already, and so is the King's Man and
Yeah, they're all
Jack
done.
Bauer.
So you've got
and,
something new coming out then.
well, yeah, what I want to do is complete the post-production on Looks Can Kill.
Okay.
And presuming that comes through as it should, and you know, why wouldn't it? I've seen the final product already,
Yes.
but just have all the deliverables come in, make sure Stuart, the ITN guys, or have it in the queue and have it in the distribution chain. Then I think the next thing to do is jump right in with Honey Trap.
And so now you make sure that all this is kept together. How do you manage all that? You obviously have hands-on, very much so with a movie, with something you've written. You have because I know that writers do not like any of what they've written changed. That's the thing out there. They don't like anything changed.
Well, the interest.
Well, see, look, it's got the world. Maybe.
It's so funny you say that because a lot of writers actually have it in their contracts that they're not allowed on the set.
I can
And this
see
is
why.
true because
I
they'll
can see-
start fighting with the
No.
director.
I've seen it. I've seen it. You get the writer on the set, And then they're directing. Oh no, I don't want those words said. I want it said like.
But the issue you have is when you're also the executive producer putting in the money.
And you're the ones doing that.
I'm the
You're
one doing
putting-
that. Yeah. Then they have to listen to you a little
You
bit.
know
They-
something? Tom, I did not know you were wealthy.
I
I mean,
didn't know it either. Hey, it's great to meet you, Ninon. You learn something new every day on the
Well,
Ninon
he's
show.
wealthy and I'm wealthy, so between the two of us, we haven't got a penny to bless ourselves with.
Yeah, ignore that 18-year-old car I'm driving. That's just for looks. Okay, show. Go ahead.
I think mine's a little younger. I think mine's like 15 years.
50? Well, I got 3 years
15.
on you. I'm ahead of you, love. You got to save the money to make a movie somehow. You can't do that when you're buying new cars.
No, you can't buy new cars and wander around.
Exactly.
They don't know the shelter. We live a very sheltered life because we can't afford one.
She means homeless shelter.
Well, not yet.
The earrings tell the story, Ninon. You know that.
It's a dead giveaway, isn't it? What can I
How
do?
can you do those and pay high rent at the same time? Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I tried it. It worked.
Exactly.
Anyway, the jokes are over. We'll find a few more. Tom and I love to laugh like this. But anyway, so being the executive producer and everything else, so the writers are not, so you don't have to worry because it's your thing you wrote.
You have to worry a lot. I'm putting the money in.
Yeah, you're putting the money in. You're the executive producer and you wrote it. So whatever you want to change, you can change. Do you ever change much when you're going through the script and the actors and you see maybe this actor could say that a little different to what I wrote? Does that happen?
You know, it is funny because we were doing this in the UK, and of course we have the travel restrictions right now.
Yes.
What Scott had to do was set up a Zoom conference call with a reading for me over here.
Yes.
And there are 3 college girls in the script. You know, looks can kill, murder among the modeling agencies. And 10 minutes into the script, I all of a sudden had to break in and say, okay, the Lisa has to play the other girl, and that girl has to play one.
So you switched them around?
I did during the script because one of them was playing an environmental activist, and the other one had to play a serious pre-law student.
And you just knew that they
And
needed
just
to be
the
switched.
girls they had assigned was just not right. Okay, obviously the activist should have been playing the
See,
law
when you're
student, the law
executive
student should have been playing the
But when
activist.
you're executive producer, you can do that.
Yes, and it's a good thing too.
Certain thing. So you were over in England shooting this, actually.
Well, I wasn't over there. No, I was doing this all by remote
Oh,
control
all by
because
remote.
of the travel
Yeah,
restrictions.
and then you could also do that by remote because everything's so easy. Everything's always remote now. Everything's it's so easy. There's Zooms, there's this, there's that.
You are better off if you can physically
Be there,
but-
yes, but if you can't,
Yeah, but Scott's got the experience. We got along well. We had the mutual connection with ITN, so that's
Scott
why
was good
we're.
to work with. Huh?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
good. Yeah,
he's
he's
got a
a
real.
good guy.
He
He's a great
raps
guy.
these out for you.
Yes, he knows what he's
Very
doing.
impressive.
He
Yeah.
knows what he's doing, and he does it.
Yeah, and
There's no
how to
fiddling
deal
around.
and how to deal with an emergency too, like somebody gets sick the day shooting starts.
Did
You
that
got to
happen?
replace them.
Well, of course, I guess
Oh, that was a
COVID.
problem.
So was this movie harder? Probably was harder to actually deal with because of all the problems we have with the COVID-19.
Oh,
'Cause
absolutely.
it was all COVID-19. There was no flu. There was no heart attacks. There was no nothing else. It was all COVID-19 that everybody died of.
Yeah, well,
right?
it's everybody's. I'm going to say. Maybe slightly excessive concern about COVID-19 and the travel restrictions.
And
I
the
mean, who wants to be
travel-
put up in London for 14 days in quarantine?
I was going. Actually, I had a tragedy in England. My brother passed away, and I had to go for the funeral. And by the time I get to England, I have to go in 10 days quarantine. I can't even get to the funeral, so
10
I
days.
couldn't go.
Oh,
But I managed to watch it on television, on the internet. So it was okay, but not. It was all right. But so I know what you thank you. But I know what you went through. So now you've got this put to bed. Is it all finished and done? And what's the next?
waiting for the final deliverables.
And what's that?
Here's the major files, and
Yes.
here are the cue sheets, and
Oh, everything, so all
yeah, the list of I did actually
Filming's
get the
been
list
done.
of contracts.
Has the film's been put together? Has been edited and everything?
Yeah, edited. Then you've got to get.
How do you you like it after you've seen the editing and now you're actually watching what you did
Oh,
COVID-19
yeah.
writing?
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. They really did. Everybody did their homework. The director, Jasmine Thomas, made sure she called me. What are these characters' motivations? We want to talk about the lead model and her relationship with the sister. No, we don't have enough time in 80 pages, Jasmine, to go into that. The female lead, this is her first time doing a full-blown female lead.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's really a female lead too. And she dominated. The whole movie revolves around the character of Rhonda.
Did she like it? She must have loved it.
And she did a fantastic
And I was
job.
going to say, did she carry through with it the way you wanted?
Yeah, called me up and checked out the IMDb page, asked questions about the character. You know, the what's my motivation and classic.
Yes, what do I,
it's all
where
true.
were you going with this, and what was I doing, and what was I up to? A whole bunch of stuff you have to know. Yeah.
Exactly.
But so your next one now is what?
Well, the next one would be Honey Trap.
Honey Trap is coming up, but Honey Trap is a little down at the moment. It's not being surfaced yet. How can anybody get hold of you? Oh, what?
Best way to get in touch with me would be to write to Starlight Productions Nevada
Starlight Productions in Nevada.
at yahoo.com.
Yahoo.com.
And let me see it. Keep talking. I can listen and do
Keep
this at
talking.
the
I'm
same
going to
time.
talk to myself.
Well, I'm trying to find the right picture to show you Honey Trap.
You
That's
want to show me Honey Trap? Well, Honey Trap is coming up, but in the meantime, this is an amazing picture. And how can anybody reach you?
I got Starlight Productions
That's
Nevada
it. Starlight
at
Productions,
yahoo.com.
Yahoo.
Oh, actually,
And that's it.
let's go.
What about Tom Hillery?
There we are with the poster for Looks Can Kill.
Turn
Is
it
that
up
close
a little
enough?
bit. Turn it that way a little bit. Is that better? They don't get the side. Can you see it?
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Oh my! Oh, you have to see this. This woman's gorgeous. Come on, guys out there. Woo! Cool, if only. Well, I am what I am. Tom, thank you for coming on. Absolutely amazing.
Honey Trap.
And he wants me to turn around and say, isn't it lovely? Actually, it is lovely. It is beautiful. And I did have my days like that, so I'm not unhappy at all. I've had my days, my good days, and my bad days. But now I'm doing something different, and I love it. So
Well,
everything's good for you.
it's about as good as it can possibly get.
That's wonderful. Well,
And listen to the Las Vegas Rocks radio show.
oh, yeah, that's with my friend.
Ron Garrett.
Ron Garrett's my friend. He has a radio show, and everybody thinks that he's in competition with me. No one's in competition with me because I am me, and I'm only. There's only one me.
There's
right?
no competition
There's
for Ninon.
There's only, there's only one Tom. There's only one Ron. You
Yes,
know.
you should all be grateful for that. There's only one of them to deal with.
Oh my God. I love my Tom. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.
dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads. I have the ass of a 16-year-old boy. So, get you some cheesecake. I had to watch porn at the office. They paid me to watch porn at the office. Up is down, black is white. Porn is good again. Hooray, porn! Official name and title is Captain Chris Cookie Cook, the Cook County Chili Cook and comedic curmudgeon, captivating crowds from coast to coast.
Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. We had a fabulous guest. She's very, very young. She's still a teenager. Her name is Vasilia. And I got it right.
You did get it right.
Now, her mother is beautiful. But you are absolutely amazing. She's wearing, so I've got all the crowns today. I've got a princess now. Are you a princess or a queen?
Well, I think we are.
She's
we
a
are
teen Nevada, so we're going to call her a princess.
Thank you.
You-
Last month I won United States of America's Teen Nevada. So in February I'm competing for the national title. So all 49 states are coming to Las Vegas, so we're hosting it.
And you're hosting it.
We are.
And are you excited about
I'm
it?
so excited.
I bet you
Overjoyed.
are. This is amazing. Now, I know that every teenager, anybody who goes into any of these competitions, they have to have a talent.
Yes.
What's your
Well,
talent?
so for this competition, we don't need a talent. But it's not about talent or pretty dresses. It's more of the interview and
Oh,
the way,
really?
your demeanor, the way you present yourself, the way you're able to talk and communicate. And I think
So
that's
how come you she communicates all the time? Well, she's just smiling. she's got this lovely smile on her face.
Thank you. Well, my grandpa, he was born in Serbia.
Oh, so you're
he's
Serbian?
I am.
Serbian?
My mom's Serbian, my dad's Greek, but I was born in New York. I'm a New Yorker.
You're a New Yorker. And I'm an Englishman.
Perfect.
Yes, there you go.
I learned from my grandpa and from my entire family, from my mom as well, to always have a smile and always be grateful for what you have.
And are these your own lashes?
Yes, they are.
It gets worse and worse all the time. You get these pretty girls. I just had the Tom on, and he had these two beautiful women, and now I've got you. I mean, no, I'll hold my
I'm
own.
very
Don't worry about it.
honored. You are beautiful.
Oh, thank
as
you,
well.
but you are wonderful. So
Thank you.
going into this, what made you go into this in the first place? Did your mum make you go into it, or did you want to go into it? What was the challenge?
It was a combination of both. So I was always tall. I'm 5'9.5", but I've always been the tallest one in my class. And I
Okay.
started slouching. So all my friends were short, and then I would
You were
slouch.
trying to get down to their
I
level.
wanted to hear them. I couldn't even hear them, and I wanted to hear them. I wanted to not
Be with
stick
them.
out and be the same. And my mom found this pageant. It's called National American Miss, and she put me in. And my very first time, I walk in the lobby and I see this girl, 6'4". She walks through with 4-inch heels, and she's levitating. And I look at her and I'm standing there stunned, and I say, you know what? That's gonna be me.
That's gonna be
gonna
me.
be
I
me.
love it. So
So-
that changed your mind. So no more slouching.
No more slouching.
So now you did what your mum said. Put your shoulders back, because I guarantee your
course.
mother told you sit up straight and put your shoulders back.
Yes, in
Right?
Serbian it's Ispravice. All the time. Ajde.
I know, because I know my mum used to do that all the time. Sit back, put your shoulders up.
But it works.
I don't know if it still works, but anyway, it's working with you. She's young enough to let it work all the time. So that's what you do. So do you want to continue doing this pageant thing? Because you're very young to even
course.
answer the question, but do you want to continue doing it? So
Of course. So this system, United States of America's, so I'm USOA, Teen Nevada, sorry. And the big thing is community service. So I think that that's the #1 role. And it helps a lot to know that you're doing something in your community. It's not just looking well, it's not just the pretty crown, the
Let me
gowns.
tell you something. I had a teenage show called Voices of Tomorrow, and I went into probably every single school, high school, every place in the school system. If you did not do community work, when you graduate as high school, if you did not have community work on your list, your application to go into university will be put in one pile, and the other pile will be where the kids have done the community work. There was 2 piles. I mean, maybe I'm
That's
talking
fantastic.
maybe I'm talking out of line, but I don't think I am. But they had a pile where kids didn't do community work, and a pile where kids did. And the kids got first opportunity to get into the university because they did community work.
I love that.
So you're right with what you say and what you think, because that really is something out there.
In my school, Bishop Gorman High School,
Yes.
I'm a sophomore, so 10th grade, and it's mandatory, 25 hours every year. So when you graduate,
25 every year?
So when you graduate, you have 100 hours altogether.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, when you're 4 years.
But I've been doing community service since I was 7 years old. I love it, and it's
What's
just
your favorite?
I'm part of this nonprofit organization called Philopticus, and it's the
Philopticus?
largest. Yes, it's the largest Greek nonprofit.
Oh, it's a Greek.
So it's Philopticus is Friends of the Poor, and I have been volunteering.
Are they
with
for the
them
poor Greeks in Nevada?
For everyone.
Oh, it's for everyone.
For everyone,
Oh, okay. So
yes.
they take care of whoever's
We
around.
have a chapter here in Las Vegas,
Okay.
and it's so wonderful to see that you can actually make a difference. One person can start something and leave a legacy behind.
And do you see when you talk to these people that have got nothing, how do you feel about it? Because you've got a home, you've got a mom, you've got a dad, you've got a home, you've got a teen, Nevada, and they don't really have anything. What conversations do you have with them?
Well, I want to inspire them, because when you see a crown, you think that the person's life is perfect, and I am very grateful. My life is perfect because I always say when God is in the first place, everything is in the right place. But really, I come from a single mom, a single parent household, and my mom and me, we were able to make all these opportunities and make the best with what we have.
Wow.
And I think that's...
Do you ever see your dad?
No, I haven't.
You don't. Are you
No.
upset with that?
No, I'm not.
No.
I think
The time
that,
will come.
Of course.
Tell
And
me,
I
whatever.
think
Where,
that
is he in Greece? Serbia?
he actually passed away 2020. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's
so you
okay.
certainly won't see him again. Sorry about that.
That's
my
okay,
condolences
but
to you.
I have the best father, which is God and Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
and I think that's really helped me a lot.
So that's where you gravitate, and you find you're grounded when you're there.
Of course, yes.
So would you advise?
And I have a wonderful mother that made up for everything.
Not many kids can say that. You know, they get, especially 15, they're rowdy with their mothers and fathers. I'm sorry about your loss, but at the same
That's
time,
okay.
you now have your mother that's taking very good care of you. What does your mother, what does your mother kind of have in mind for you? I mean, you must talk about this a little bit.
We do. So my mom, she just wants whatever I want and to be happy, but always to be successful.
I was going to say, but doesn't she kind of give you kind of guidelines as to, you know, it might be better if you go this way, or if you study this in school, or if you do, I mean, you're only in high school still, right? So you've got a little while to go. Does she ever kind of guide you or do anything like
Well,
that?
I'm very lucky. She guides me in the right path, and then from that path, I get to veer off and do whatever I want that makes me happy. And I'm grateful.
What is the
to
right
have-
path?
So, what I want to do when I grow up, I want to be an attorney and model, so I can fund my dream of owning a hotel for terminally ill dogs and for people in need.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
Oh, the dog thing I love.
Oh, that's been
yes,
my
I know.
dream since
I
was
mean,
5.
I do love helping people as well. I've done it many times. But dogs, animals, dogs.
Oh,
I
me
think dogs. I
too.
love dogs.
And I'm not going to call it homeless shelter. It's going to be hotel for people in need.
Hotel, a dog hotel.
A dog hotel and for hotel for people in need. And then I'm going to pair the dogs with the people because they bring out the best in us.
What a brilliant way! And this is what you have planned.
Since I was 5.
But you also want to study to be
An
a lawyer.
attorney, yes,
You want,
and model.
What sort of? Well, definitely she can be a model. That's for sure. You're definitely
Thank
there. An attorney. What sort of law do you want to practice?
I'm not sure yet,
Okay.
but hopefully.
Maybe a little bit animal law.
I was thinking about that, but
I
hopefully
don't,
I'll be
is
able
there
to.
animal law? I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there is.
custody, who gets the cat and who gets the budrigard. You know what a budrigard is? A bird, right? A budrigard.
I did not know.
Oh, in England we have a budrigard, and I'm sure people think I'm absolutely nuts. I have no idea what I'm talking about. It was a little tiny bird with all green stuff and blue, and my mother had a budrigard.
You did?
Yes. We had cats.
I love pigeons.
This is not like a pigeon. A pigeon is
I
grey.
know.
Pigeons are big, but they're pigeons.
But I love
carrying.
pigeons. I love all birds, all
All birds.
animals.
Okay. So if you were going to come back as an animal, what sort of animal would you like to come back as? Because you obviously love animals.
Maybe a giraffe.
Oh, you chose the right one, didn't you? The tall one with the long neck.
Well,
And
now,
then you can overlook everybody.
yeah, and also the giraffes, they have a very powerful kick, and I'm also in Taekwondo. So actually 2 weeks ago, I received my 2nd degree black belt in Taekwondo.
You're a black belt.
I am.
I will behave myself, I promise you. I'm not going to do anything to
No,
disrupt
but
you.
for Taekwondo, the main purpose is defense only.
Okay.
So you're only defending yourself.
And you need to do that this day and age anyway.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, you being 15, what advice, and you've gone quite a long way in your life already, what
Thank
advice
you.
would you like to give to the other teenagers out there of how they can better their lives, improve their lives, or maybe take a few of your steps? What would you like to say to them?
So I would just like to say to continue what you want to do, and if you don't know what you want to do, or if you have too many passions like I do, well, they're never too many, but a lot of passions like I do, just think to yourself, how do you want your life to be? Do you want to be someone that uplifts someone, to help people, which is my dream in life, and my platform is Time, Truth, and You, so that my platform...
Time, truth, and you.
Yes.
That's
3
pretty
words,
cool.
and it's pretty simple, but it has a very meaningful message, and we all have the same precious 24 hours in a day, which can be used for personal growth, advocating for those in need, or, which I think is most important, being
I'm
truthful.
learning here. I'm a little bit on the learning side, but better
Thank
late
you.
than never. I'm going to listen to her. She's amazing.
No, you're incredible.
Well, thank you.
But the third part is being truthful to yourself, because when you
yes.
do that, you can find joy in everything you do. So really, when you grow up and you look at your life and how you want it to be, you can say, you know, like I want to be happy. I want to help people, and that's the most important.
That's the most important to you, and that's your message to the younger generation out there. Do you think a lot of the younger generation out there, do you think they're a little lost?
You know, I think that we're all a little lost, but with the right guidance, we can make anything happen. And really, we don't have to be on the same path. So a lot of people, when they say, oh, well, this person, they went to this university and they had the best
matter.
time. Yeah, then you look at another millionaire that didn't even go to college, and he's better off than most people that did. So
Yes.
really, it's what you make out of it. So my favorite thing, I think, is one of the most important, is learning languages. I think that's very
Now, you
beneficial.
speak 3 languages, I understand.
do.
You speak
Serbian,
Serbian,
I'm semi-fluent in Greek, and Chinese Mandarin.
Chinese Mandarin. I've been told that Chinese Mandarin is going to be the next language. I'm not sure, but you're prepared. You're already. She's already out there.
There's a little story behind that. I was
What?
2 years old in Serbia with my mom, and I told my mom when I grow up I want to be a China girl. And I had no idea what that meant, but when we moved here, I was 5 years old, and I started learning. And ever since, I fell in love with the language, the culture, the food.
Really?
It's beyond phenomenal.
So
I love
you're
it.
telling me, as a very young person growing up in life, that you can really kind of do anything you set your heart on.
Yes.
And
As long as you
did
have
you
a
have
pure
to
heart.
you have to have a pure heart. Did you have to kind of look into yourself and find out who you were and what you wanted? Did you do that?
I did, and still, I'm
Still
still
looking?
learning. Yeah, I'm still learning.
Well, she's only 15. I mean, she's got a little while to go.
Yeah, but I think as the years go by, you're always learning. Whether you're
I'm still
10
learning.
years old, whether you're, yeah, exactly. Everyone's always learning.
Still learning. I
And
still
there's
don't know it
always
all.
time to find another profession.
Yes, yes. And anybody can do anything out there. Whatever you want to do, it's out there for you to do. You're born with a breath. and you pass away with a single breath. You do single breaths. It's what you do in between, exactly how you
That's
take care of
beautifully
what you
said.
do. But it is because it's your time.
Oh, I love that.
See,
Yes.
I got something she likes. I could learn something from
Everything I like about you.
Oh, isn't that sweet? She's adorable, isn't she? Wow, good.
Thank
Be
you.
careful, Mom. I might take her home. She's adorable.
But if you'd like to come, my competition is in February.
Okay.
And it's the 16th through the 20th. And here in Vegas.
Here in Vegas, and you're going to be in that competition.
I will.
How many young ladies do you think will be in that competition? About
So,
20, 30?
Usually one from all states.
All states.
So
Oh,
49 states.
49.
are
So there'll be. Oh, we nearly lost the wine. So there'll be 49.
Yes, and then there are 4 different divisions. So I'm the teen division. There's a Miss, M-I-S-S. There's a Ms, M-S, and then there's a Mrs, M-R-S.
So it's all women.
All women.
All women
course.
of different ages and
Yes.
different groups.
And that's to show that no matter how old you are, you can always do whatever you want.
You
Because
go to all the different categories.
yeah, pageantry is not just young people. Like modeling the peak moments in your life, everyone's saying, oh, it's 20s, but really, it's whatever you want. That's your peak
I
moment.
just love her attitude. You know, take on your life, do whatever you want, how you want. On that, I want to thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you.
Absolutely
Thank you for
amazing.
having me. I
She's just
appreciate it.
wonderful. I'm very, very happy what she's done because when I was a young girl, I left home when I was 16. So I know what it's like to go out in that world and to sort of the challenges you come up with. But you're lucky you've got a mum that
You've
that
made an
helps you.
incredible life for yourself.
Well, yes, I did actually. I've had a very, very good life, and I love every minute of my life. Well, there may be a few things that who knows, whatever. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with
Thank
Ninon.
you.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you for social media shows, Maria Pureza, and also Amigos Taco Cantino. Down here on, I believe it's on Pico and Russell, if I got my streets right. They have a buffet here, lunch buffet. It's $13.99. As you know, Vegas Live with Ninon promotes a lot of restaurants around town, and we're always looking for new restaurants. So if you would like to promote your restaurant, would you like us to come in and film our show in your restaurant? We'd love to do that for you. I don't care if it's a big restaurant or a small restaurant. I'm not fussy. I don't mind. I just fit in anywhere. And then I have beautiful guests like this. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and I have a fabulous lady here. She gets all nervous. Everybody gets nervous with me because they say, you never ask me any questions. You don't know who I am. You don't know anything about me. You don't even know my name. Well, LaToria?
Sounds like Victoria, but it's La.
LaToria?
Victoria.
Toria?
Yes.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good.
Now, she's
How
got
are
a,
you?
I don't know if you can hear her. Can you hear her okay? Because she's got a mask on. I asked, I said, do you want to take your mask off? She said, absolutely not.
Absolutely
okay.
not.
Why?
It's my personal comfort zone.
I know, yeah. If this is how you feel and this is what you want,
Exactly.
and you feel protected behind this thing, do you think you're going to get something from me?
I have no idea. I don't know you.
You're going to get to know me. Now, it says down here, I don't pre-interview, but she gave me her card, so I'm going to read this. And all I have written on here that I can read is family arts. Now, what does family arts consist of on me?
Absolutely. Family Art at Whalers Creation is a nonprofit organization here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And our concentration and focus is to educate our communities about foster care, adoption, and mentoring of young people. We focus mostly with high school students, and we try to make sure that if we're not doing events and hosting events, teaching people about the need and the 3,000 children waiting to go into foster homes here in Clark County.
I don't think she needs me as a host here. She's letting I'm not even getting her
I'm
word.
also a talk show host.
I would never have known you were a talk show host, but that's okay. So you actually take care of foster children. Now that's a very interesting subject at the moment because there are so many foster children. How many? Are there a lot in Vegas?
Yeah, like I was just saying, there are over 3,000 children in foster care right now in Vegas.
3,000.
Over
Is that more than there
3,000.
has ever been? Or?
Actually, it's a little bit higher now because COVID has, elevated everything.
Okay.
And more kids are being abused. More kids are
So when you say
suffering.
more kids are being abused, is this because parents are now at home and they can't tolerate their children at home with them? What is it?
I cannot explain why children are abused, but I can say
No,
that
I don't think any of us can.
Right.
We
Right.
that don't do that don't
Right.
understand it. So
Exactly.
it's complicated.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. But because of the circumstances that we're in, COVID has changed a lot of things and have
Some has changed for the better and some has changed for the
better,
worse.
some for the worse. I have to
so
agree
you
with
kind
you.
of got a bit of extremes going on here. And I hate to brag, COVID-19 has not affected me at all. I still do the show, I still do all my other stuff, but I do it maybe a different way, but I still do it.
Okay.
So I haven't really been affected by it at all.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. But when you talk about the children,
Yeah.
now are children getting abused at home because parents are now at home all the time?
Again, I can't
You don't
explain.
know.
Yeah, I can't explain why it's elevating. Well, we can definitely say that. Because
But we don't really know that.
We don't know that a lot of people have lost jobs. Stress
How
levels
old
are
are
higher.
most of the children that are in foster homes? How old are they?
So the population that is the highest need are kids who are 12 and older.
Really?
My population that I work with, my population that we concentrate on are high school students and college students. So my population is
Now, college students are now over 18, so they're not really foster.
right. So I do foster, adopt, mentor. So we cover the gamut. It's not just foster, it's foster, adoption, and mentoring.
And mentoring.
Yeah.
So you're talking about an 18-year-old child being adopted.
You can be adopted at 45.
Oh, can somebody adopt me?
Yes.
Can I be
Didn't you hear about this story about this caretaker who was who was adopted by her millionaire person she was taking care of? So she ended up inheriting everything that he had, but he adopted her like at 45.
How wonderful. And she deserves it too.
How about that?
I think that's wonderful. So you can be adopted at any time. That's
You
like
can be
getting
adopted
married.
at any time.
It's like getting married though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it's
You're
like
married
something,
into a
especially at that
family.
age and that time. It's
Absolutely.
sort of-
Yeah.
So let's get back to the adoption. Now, they said mostly, so you have mostly older than 12, so the younger generation are not being adopted as much, or there's not so many of them homeless.
most people
Yes.
want to help shape and mold, the babies. So a lot of people think that it's just easier to raise the smaller, younger kids.
Okay.
And so when they get to a certain age,
So they're saying a
it's just
12-year-old
harder
and up is already developed. They've got their own ways.
And especially if it's a sibling group, forget about it. It's really hard to put a sibling group together.
Sibling
because
mean more than one child, so there
meaning
could
more
be
than
3
one kid.
children in one.
It could be 2.
But would you have to adopt all of them if it's 1, 2, or 3?
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
But they like it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be preferable.
But that's a lot of children to adopt. 3 kids to adopt if that's what you have.
If you're able to do that, yeah.
So do you think all over America the adoption, or do you think that the child thing has got worse?
Say that again.
Do you think that the homeless children, I'm calling it homeless, they really are, do you think it's got worse over the COVID-19 and
yeah.
you think that a
Yeah,
lot of
for
people
sure.
don't want to look after their children?
So
Or do children run away?
did you know that there are children living under?
The bridges, yes.
Yeah.
I know there's children in Vegas living under the freeways, under the bridges,
Yeah.
and living anywhere where they can be. Well, they
Yeah.
make whole homes underneath the freeways where
Yes.
you drive every day.
Yep. It's a fact that a lot of people don't know about our beautiful city, but that is absolutely correct.
I know that's correct because I know my last count, I'm not sure, but if I remember rightly, it was 16,000 homeless children. I don't know if that's gone up or gone down, but I always used to mention this. There's 16,000 homeless children. That's in Nevada, but that's mostly in Vegas, right? Now, because of the lifestyle in Vegas, do you think that's why a lot of the younger children, the babies and the young ones, are sort of in a home?
I think that
Because of the lifestyle.
people like the idea of hugging and kissing and raising the children, the babies, the younger kids. It's just people don't like to deal with the attitude that you have to deal with when you're dealing with older children. And it's just a matter of being flexible, being lovable, being patient, and being kind.
Being a mom.
Being a mom.
Or a dad.
Yeah.
Now,
A parent.
can men, being a parent, can men adopt as well as women? Can a single man adopt children? So that's
Absolutely.
easy. So there's men out there that I know love children,
Absolutely.
and there's also women that love the children. So how do we create to get? Is it still 16,000? How many thousand is it? Do you
So
know?
the kids living under the bridge, I have no idea, but
But
I
I
would
mean,
not
in
be
a whole, how many homeless children?
So there are over 3,000. There are over 3,000 in Clark County.
of homeless
so-
children.
Yes.
So where
kids.
did I get 16,000 from?
I don't know. You said you got that from the number of kids living in the tunnels.
No,
I
not
don't
the
know.
tunnels. No.
Oh,
homeless-
okay, that was
no,
before.
Nevada.
Okay.
Nevada. No, as of Nevada.
Yeah.
16,000
Yeah, I don't
children.
know
Maybe I've
that
got that
number.
wrong, but I know that was a figure out there. So anybody who would like to check that out, go ahead and check it
Right,
out, and
right.
we'll find out if
And then
they're
let
wrong.
us know.
Yeah, let us know. Let me know. I know I used to quote this figure, and I was right. I was fine.
Okay.
But that was a couple of years ago, so I
Okay,
haven't quoted
okay.
it for a little while. So, but I think so. What does somebody do out there that's kind and loving to children? How do they get involved in adopting and helping these children, especially
So-
over 12 years old?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we would highly suggest and recommend that you reach out to organizations like mine, and we like to connect people with services and organizations here in town. That if you're interested in becoming a foster parent or an adopted parent or a mentor to a child, that we help you make those connections. That we help you do that because
help them go through the process.
The need is tremendous. The process is definitely classes. You have to go through the classes. You have to do a background check. You have to make sure that your
And how
finances
long
are.
does all that take?
It can take anywhere from 3 months to 6 months.
So that's a long time. So be prepared for that, because you can't
Mm-hmm.
just walk in and get a child and adopt a child. I wanted to adopt a child in Italy, in Pompeii. I wanted to adopt this little girl in
nice.
Pompeii,
Yes.
and I couldn't because my husband was older, and we could only from Italy that was. Could only adopt. I think it was a 16-year-old, or 15 or 16-year-old, because of
Really?
my husband's. But my husband was older than I was, and so we couldn't do it. So I had to give up the whole idea. But because I didn't have any children, so I was going to adopt. Because my husband was Italian, and so I thought I'll adopt Italian kids. And I went into this orphanage in Pompeii, and it was fabulous. I went in there, and it was gorgeous.
Yeah, we went to Jamaica, and I ended up adopting an orphanage in Jamaica for that very reason. And so we just always
Took
giving
over.
back to that orphanage.
Yes.
We, send them
You
money.
still do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So if anybody wants to send money to help you, how do we do this?
Reach out to us. My organization is Whalers Creation. It's Family Arts at Whalers Creation, and for us, family stands for foster, adopt, mentor, investing in lives of youth. Arts is what we do. We teach kids performing arts, media arts, and culinary arts. We have a magazine, a TV broadcast, and a radio station. And so if you want to reach out, you can call us at 702-235-5490.
How has the adoption been this year?
I don't know the numbers, but I'm hoping that with the work that we're doing, that we will continue to keep increasing those numbers.
Increasing the numbers of people to adopt out there. Because, they're only children and they need a chance. They need some help. They,
I like
they
that.
need a chance.
I like that. Say that again.
They need a chance. They need a chance. They do. They're only kids. I think we've forgotten that we have kids in this world.
Exactly.
They're
Somebody
all
wrote a
kids.
song about it.
Did you?
No, I think it was Whitney Houston or somebody. I don't know.
Whitney Houston probably, because she was amazing. She was fabulous. But yeah, you got to
Yeah,
give
but what about the children? Is what I hear you say.
You can out there give a child a chance.
Absolutely.
And if you've got one kid of your own, and then you want that kid to have a companion,
Yeah.
maybe that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what the idea would be, but whatever idea it would be to adopt a kid would be amazing, because they need a chance.
We host every year. I may have to have you come and host one of our events.
I will. I'll come.
But we host every year a Youth Annual Praise Awards, where we acknowledge and honor kids.
Oh, how
Basilia,
wonderful.
the young lady that you just finished interviewing, just received an award from us last month for just being an amazing youth. And so we are always asking people to recognize youth, because kids just want to be kids. And we as adults, we remember when we were kids, and it took someone who cared about us to help guide us.
Absolutely, but even kids,
and make us
kids
into the
helping
people we are.
kids.
Absolutely.
So if you've got kids out there that want to do some community work or want to help these kids, help these other kids, they need you. They need guidance. They need what is a home like? They don't have a home.
Yeah.
So they need to learn all this stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, they do go to school, right?
Yes,
they all go to
of
school.
course.
But they go to school, so that's a good. But then when they leave school, they have to go back to this home.
Yeah.
And that's, they've got that other children they play with, but they don't have a real connection with parents or anything. So don't forget. And what was the phone number again?
So our number again is 702-235-5490.
Well,
It's been delightful.
it's been absolutely wonderful. LaToria, right?
Yeah, LaToria.
LaToria, I'll get it right.
Absolutely. I'm looking
LaToria
forward
is
to,
amazing. I just love her energy, and of course I love helping the children. I had a TV show for 16 years where I gave children from 12 to 18 a platform to speak out.
Really?
Yes, I did that for 16 years. I did that in Los Angeles. I was on the Channel 36 for all that time, and we did, yes. And I gave them a voice in society. I gave them a platform where they could sit and talk, and we could understand. And they used to say to me, because I wouldn't pre-interview them, that's how I learned not to pre-interview, because you can't pre-interview children, because they look at you and say, well, you just asked me that question yesterday, so I thought, all right, then I won't pre-interview. But not one of them said something wrong there. It was absolutely amazing, but it was their platform to speak out. And sometimes they would say to me, they say, Ninon, what are we going to talk about? I said, don't worry about it, we'll talk about it, don't worry. And they were amazing. But thank you so much, absolutely amazing. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
This old dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads. I have the ass of a 16-year-old boy. So, get you some cheesecake. I had to watch porn at the office. They paid me to watch porn at the office. Up is down, black is white. Porn is good again. Hooray, porn! Official name and title is Captain Chris Cookie Cook, the Cook County Chili Cook and comedic curmudgeon, captivating crowds from coast to coast.
Yes.
This old dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads. I have the ass of a 16-year-old boy. So, get you some cheesecake.
Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Oh my goodness, we've had so many guests today. It's been absolutely amazing. And each one is totally different. So now I have Aaron Michaels with me. And apparently, because you know I don't pre-interview, so I don't know what anybody does. But apparently he has a band. He's in a band, which means he probably sings or plays all these different instruments. Is that it?
That's something
Right,
like that.
That's
yeah.
it. Interview over.
I'm in a
That's
band.
it. We know all about it. We
that's
can leave.
Let's have a drink.
No, let's have. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go and have a drink. Anyway, Aaron, how are you? You look
I'm good.
amazing. Look at you, all dressed up. and-
Thank you.
So you have a band.
I do.
What's the name of your band?
Well, we're an original Las Vegas rock duo.
Rock duo.
Rock duo. Called This Is Rogue 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now you said originally, so you don't have that.
We're
now?
original. We write
Oh,
our
you're
own
original. So that's your original band. And
Yeah, we
everything.
write our own
How long have
music.
you had them?
We've been in this band was formed right before the COVID lockdown started.
What a great time to start.
Yeah. So,
Oh wow.
so we had a lot of time to ourselves.
Well, a lot of rehearsal.
A lot of rehearsal, yeah. A lot of
And
drinking, a lot of drinking wine and playing music until we
Till you passed
figured out a
out.
song and wrote some stuff.
Oh,
you know.
did you? Oh, yes, that's right. Because you were all. Did you all live in one house?
No, so no. My bandmate Rob Howe, lives on the west side. He's got a studio there. I live on the east side, and I have a studio.
Oh wow.
So we just started getting together and jamming as musicians
Yes,
do.
yes.
Yeah, and
That's what they
and
call it.
maybe drinking a little too much, but like
But that's
just
what they
having a
do
lot
as
of
well.
fun. Yeah, having a lot of fun, and then we just churned out song after song after song
So you
during the
write
lockdown
your own
period.
songs. You have
Yes.
originals. All your songs are originals.
That's right. We do cover songs for fun,
For fun.
but we're not a cover band.
Is that when somebody like requests something or something?
Or we just something
or
that
we
strikes
just-
our fancy, you know.
suddenly decide to do it. Would you much rather
Yeah.
do your own songs?
Yeah, we do our own
Okay,
songs,
so
but
how-
like learning other people's songs is always really good, especially in this format because there aren't too many bands out there that are like us that only have 2 instruments and 2 players. So converting a song that was played by 5 or 10 instruments into 2 guys is always a unique
Yeah.
experience.
What do you mean? There's only 2 guys in your band?
That's right. We perform live all our music with just 2 people.
Only 2 people.
Yeah.
So you sing and play the guitar,
I play bass
or
actually.
you play the bass,
That's
and
right.
then your partner,
He plays drums.
he plays the drums. So you
Yes.
have no.
No guitar player, no keyboard player.
Now this is definitely something different.
Yeah, and we can sound like a full band live.
So how do you manage? How did you go?
Well,
Not me.
technology has advanced, and we're able to like. Have you ever heard of a band called the White Stripes?
Yes, I have, but I
Or
don't
the
know
Black-
them, but I've heard
Okay,
of them.
so the White Stripes is just a guitar and a drummer, and when they originally started, they only performed just the 2 of them. Sometimes one of them would jump on a piano or something like
Yeah.
that, but it's just the 2 of them, and they only
Wow.
performed with 2 of them. So they would use tricks that you have in digital, effects,
Yeah.
where you can make a guitar sound like a bass. and then
See,
you play.
I'm learning something now. So
For
you
example.
only need one. I mean, there's some people
So
that
for
have,
us, I make my bass sound like a guitar,
and that's not difficult for
and
me
it
to
also
do.
sounds like a bass and a guitar at the same
At
time.
the same time, you can make it sound like both. That's
Yeah.
why the strings you.
The strings are bigger.
Yes.
Yeah, so it definitely has a heavier sound
yes.
than a guitar, but you can actually use effects to make it sound like just like it's playing a guitar chord at the same time.
So what made you go into? I think this is fascinating because it's different.
It's different.
It is. It's very different. I love something different because that's what I like.
Right.
So how did you get this? How did you come up with this idea?
Well, there are a couple of bands out there that are already doing it. I got to give them credit.
Okay.
There's a band called Death from Above, the 1979. It's just a bass player and a drummer, and they've been going on for several years. They just have this crushing, like, metal, prog rock sound. And
is it really
it's just
noisy?
the two of them.
Really?
Yeah, just the two of them, really noisy, really sexy, and they and the drummer sings, and the bass player just sounds like a beast, right?
Wow.
And then there's another band which is like kind of like a pop rock band, which is kind of more our style, called Royal Blood. They're from England. They just did something with Elton John, and they're breaking out. Like, they have huge hits, and it's really, they play live festivals. Or just
Are
the
you
two of them.
trying to not copying them, but are you trying to going along because you're
Well,
both in the same?
Black Keys did the same
wrong-
thing. Have you heard of them?
No.
Big, huge band. They've been around for 10 years now. They had a breakout album 10, 12 years ago, El Camino, and then the Black Keys, just the Black Keys album. And they were hugely
pretty
successful.
cool.
They were just a guitar and a bass player. Now, when they tour today, they bring a bunch of other instruments and,
Yes.
and a bunch of other players. But originally, when they performed,
They were just
they
the
were
two
just
of
the
them.
two guys, a guitar
So
and a
that
drummer.
must be pretty easy to get bookings.
You know, we're not all about getting bookings particularly.
Or you more or less do
We
it.
play a show every couple of months.
Yeah.
We're right now just a local band, right? So we're not like, we haven't broken out or anything like that. But we're recording music and
gonna say
putting
you're
stuff up on
recording.
YouTube, putting up stuff.
And how is that going? Because that's that's quite an easy way to do it, but also
Yeah.
can be very hard.
Yeah,
Because
well,
everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, you have to, somebody has to find you. You have to somehow go viral or whatever. We've had a limited success so far, but thousands of views or whatever.
That's amazing. That's cool out there. Because how many bands are out there? There are going to be millions of bands, right? I mean, how many stations are you on? How many internet platforms are you on?
This is Rogue 2 Band. You can find us.
Rogue 2
If you
Band.
look up, this is Rogue 2.
Rogue.
As in a rake about, thug,
The Rogue.
villain, whatever, right? Like a
Yes,
a
put
rogue.
all those names.
Yeah. And this is Rogue 2 Band. You look that up in pretty much any social media platform, you'll find us. So we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook.
What about all the music platforms? Are you on all those?
Yeah. We're on like 18 music platforms.
18.
We have 3 songs we've produced and recorded and we put out already.
And how are they going? You said they're thousands? Or?
Not bad, yeah. We're in the thousands.
They're in the thousands.
In the
Well, that's
thousands.
pretty
Not the
good.
hundreds of thousands. We're not.
Well, we're going to go to the hundreds of thousands after this show because now
Okay.
you're all going to be intrigued as to who this guy is.
All right.
I mean, who are you? He's a pretty good-looking guy, by the way. Sitting here drinking, and I don't even have a. Well, I have a drink, sort of.
Well,
you got 2 drinks.
We have,
Well, you can't have 2 drinks.
fake drinks.
What do you call-
Is that real rosé?
Whatever you want it to be, it'll.
I've got a drink. I don't know about you.
He's got to have a drink. I have mine later on.
You know who I really loved growing up watching with my parents was Dean Martin's show.
Oh, the Dean
Oh man, he was
Martin
always
show.
drunk every show. It was
Yeah,
great.
he was lovely.
He was
wasn't
so
he? Always
funny.
drunk.
He was so funny.
Yeah, he was. He
He
was
was
just. And, I mean, but he was so natural the way he did
Right,
everything.
yeah.
That
And
sometimes,
then he's just such a brilliant
Well, you
performer,
didn't know
no
if he
matter
was
how
drunk or
much
not.
how many drinks he
yeah,
had,
but
right?
it didn't
Like-
ma- whether he was drunk or not, it didn't seem to matter. He was
No.
still the same character.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, he was.
I don't know. I don't want to see him when he woke up in the morning, but
I don't think anybody would. What morning is it? I think we're all little.
But
bit.
you
We've
know,
all
you
had
can't
those
really
days.
come into a taqueria and not get a margarita.
No, you can't. You got a
Yeah.
good margarita there.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a
It's
true
happy hour.
margarita. Definitely happy.
I'm happy.
So yeah, he's happy. I'm happy. We're all happy. So let me ask you, what's coming up? Anything coming up? It's just going to be on the
So
internet?
right now, honestly, we're working on recording 3 or 4 songs
Okay.
in our home studio. I'm really impressed with the sounds and the engineering that my bandmate Rob Howe has been getting in the studio.
Okay.
He's been doing tremendous work. We have 3 songs out already. Check them out. And we have 3 or 4 more in the works. So we're gonna work on that for the next little while. If a show comes around or somebody asks us to open for them, we'll do it. You know, but a band like us, we really want to get in front of a bunch of people if we can. Like if someone else comes to town, they have thousands of followers.
And then
we're doing a big show.
Yes.
Maybe we'll open up for them.
Open up for them.
And so if we could figure out something like that, or combine some forces with some other local bands, where we can do a showcase. And those bands bring out their friends, and we bring out our friends.
And then they get more people, and you get more people, so it helps each other.
Yeah, we did a show in the summertime. Was our first show. It was right around my birthday, and we did a show in July, and we sold out.
You sold out?
Yeah.
Awesome. When was it?
It was at the Taverna Costera downtown.
Oh yes.
Great restaurant. You should check it out. Our friend Jeff runs that place, and it's a fantastic sound system. They got a great stage on the roof. And lots of bands coming through there. Danielle O'Hare was booking for that for Nevermore Productions.
Yes.
And we just had a great time. And the sound system was awesome. The sound people were awesome. It's not often you have an experience as a band where you sound good.
Yes.
You know, like often it's like the sound is terrible, the
engineering
engineering is terrible.
Sound,
yeah, you can't hear yourself, and it's like then your performance sucks.
Yeah.
So Taverna Costera really did a good job. We had a ton of people come out. We had 100 tickets sold for that.
Our
first show.
Yeah. There was just you playing.
Just the 2. Yeah. Well, there was a couple other bands.
Good.
There was a couple other bands.
Yes.
We played with the Kibis and another great solo singer-songwriter named David Rice. I just met him that night. He did a great job. Yeah.
Amazing.
Great job. He's got a fantastic voice.
You know, this is funny what he's talking about, because Vegas Live with Ninon, we promote a tremendous amount of bands and a tremendous amount of the music industry and the entertainment business. And it's so nice to hear of what you're doing and how you're doing it, and how you actually do it behind the scenes, because you don't need a big band.
Right.
They don't need a big band. They don't need all this stuff. So you can do, and also the internet. I mean, you can be here, and the other one can be in New York. And you
there's that too. But we're actually going to be doing a digital concert on a platform called Sessions Live.
Sessions Live,
which we're planning on doing. So we would basically go live on this application. This platform, and it would be like a digital concert with lots of other acts that are performing during the same time period. So it'll be
a long, what is it, about
but
an
we're
hour,
all
2 hours?
we're like from different parts of the world, all part of the same digital festival. Yeah.
And where can they pick that up?
It'll be on Sessions Live.
Sessions Live is
but
all
I don't
you have
know.
to go
but
to.
I don't know right now when
it will be. But look out for it, because it'll be coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Are you excited about that? Well, that's something new, something different.
So yeah, we've been practicing a lot. So one of the things that lockdown did is that we were like, well, we might as well do shows online. So we started putting up cameras and lights, and sort of setting up our studio to do videos.
Wow.
And so we would perform a song or a group of songs or something like that, and do that live on camera.
COVID-19 came in handy.
In our own studio.
In your own studio.
Not go out and do shows, but just put those up. So you can find most of that on YouTube.
And it's funny, because when you find all this stuff on YouTube or Zoom or wherever it may be, we're all so used to it now. Because of COVID. So we're used to watching things on the internet. We're used to where they're being performed.
Right.
We're not sort of looking for the great big auditorium or the big place or the whatever.
Yeah, it's funny, but YouTube is the #1 platform to find new music. Like, people find new music on YouTube more than anywhere else.
You know, it's funny, Roku, which you should mention, is we just got on, well, not just, we've been on Roku with Vegas Live with Nina for some time. I didn't
have Roku.
know.
Well,
you've got to find out where we are.
Okay,
I just found out about 3 or 4 weeks ago, because we have to have a certain amount of subscribers to be able to get onto Roku, because because YouTube is part, when they very first started out, they went together. Because Roku wanted content, YouTube had the content.
Right.
So they became together. Okay. So there was a thing in there that if you have so many shows, you can get on.
If you had so much viewers on YouTube,
viewers, or so much subscribers, you can come on.
So now you're on Roku.
I'm now on Roku.
Hey.
So I'm really
check out Ninon on Roku.
Yeah, check out Roku.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got another show called Ninon Speaks, which is also, now that's my own channel. Roku.
Okay.
It's another one I have. That's called Ninon Speaks. That's
And
another
so
one.
That's where you talk.
I talk. Yeah, I'm always
Instead
talking.
of asking questions, you're the one talking.
I'm always talking. Yak, 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 yak. That's all I do. I think I wake up
You're
in
like
the morning.
you're like an icon in Vegas.
Really?
I mean, when I think of you, I think of the Barbara Walters of Vegas or something.
Oh, but everybody says the same thing. They said, Ninon, you're prettier. I said,
Oh, except you're prettier.
I don't know if I'm pretty or not because it doesn't really matter, but that's a compliment. Thank you very much.
Right.
But yeah, it's like a lot of people know me now. Well, I'm in my 7th year. We've been doing this for 7 years now.
Oh,
We've
wow.
been giving the music industry, the entertainment people, a platform so people know who you are.
That's a wonderful
They
thing.
now know where they can reach you.
Yeah.
You know, and they can give all your information again.
And if there's any bands out there that want to do a show with This Is Rogue 2, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what other information you want to give everybody out there?
Well, I already said it, but basically, you know, we're an original band. We write driving, fun, pop rock music, and we're a recording band in Vegas. We're ready to do shows. We're called This Is Rogue 2. You can find us if you Google or look up This Is Rogue 2 band on any platform, anywhere. You probably find us, whether it's a music platform or it's a social media platform.
Do you ever play up on that place on Sahara? What's it called? They have all the loud bands up there.
Oh, Vamp?
Vamp. Do you ever
You know,
go to Vamp?
I would do a show at Vamp. Vamp has a great
Vamp?
stage, great sound system.
Vamp.
I love Vamp.
You should go
Vamp.
to Vamp.
Hit
Come
me
on.
up.
Hit,
We'll
hit
come and
them
do a
up.
show there.
Vamp is a great. I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, oh, me
and
too.
I love it.
Oh, yeah, you like
But-
rock, huh?
Oh, of course I. Well, no, I get my
right.
big thick. Oh no, you should see
Oh.
me sometimes. How I'm dressed. You'll say, "Who's that woman?" I don't know who that is. Oh yeah, I have the little cap on. I have the
Okay.
big thick boots. You know,
Okay.
the real rough boots.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, and
like
the tight
Dayton's
and the
or-
tights.
Okay.
And the leather jacket.
Okay.
That's me.
All right.
But this is me here.
Yeah, Vamp is a lot of fun if there's a
Vamp
good
is-
band.
yeah,
there.
it's a good band
I
there.
did a showcase there with a different band, but I would love to play there with This Is
So
Rogue 2.
Vamp, get in touch
Yeah.
with them. Oh, get in touch with Rogue. Wonderful, you've been amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And,
thank you, Ninon, and thank you for all you do for entertainment and
Absolutely.
music in Las Vegas.
That's what we love to do. Get the name
All right,
out
give me a
there,
hug,
get
give
them
me a
on.
hug.
Oh, we're going to get a hug?
Yeah.
Oh, I love a hug. I love he doesn't know I love hugs. I love he's a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget Roku that we were just saying, but it's also on all the other platforms. It's everywhere you can find it. We've been out, it's our 7th year right now. YouTube. And don't forget, social media shows. They're our producer, and of course, Maria Pureza.
Maria
is
Pureza.
amazing. Absolutely, well, she gets the talent, gets everything, and everything's going absolutely great. We'll be right back. I don't know when we're going to be back, but we've got a lot of shows coming right back. We'll be back very soon. Take care. See you soon.
This old dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads.
back again, yes. Vegas Live with Ninon, and I'm Ninon. Ninon de Rosa. How about that? I never usually mention my full name because I really don't feel I have to because it's too long. I have a gentleman with me, Daryll. I understand he used to be in the music business, Daryll. You used to love your hat.
Thank you.
Look at this hat.
Thank
You and Albie Shaw. He loves
I'll
his
be sure
hats.
it's actually one of my influences, so that's
Is he an
funny you say
influence
that.
of yours? He's a very good friend of mine.
Really?
Yes.
I grew up on Albie.
Hi, Albie. How you doing?
Hey, Mr. Stewart.
You behaving yourself? No. I love my Albie. He's adorable. So yeah, you are. So he was one of your admirers.
Well, I was one of his admirers.
One of his admirers.
Yeah, he was.
He
out before
influenced
me.
you.
He influenced me greatly.
Really?
Yes, he did.
So you were a singer?
I started off as a singer in church choir and things like that.
Yeah, we'll do. Church choirs are really
typical,
cool.
right?
Yeah, but it's cool.
It is, because that's where you learn the fundamentals, and as a social construct, church is really great for things like that.
And it's a structure too, because you're going up with a religion and a thing, and you're behaving yourself,
Right.
hopefully.
Right.
And then you can have a chance to sing.
Absolutely, because that will be taken away from you if you don't behave ethically or morally. You know.
Also, you've learned your lesson.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you learn your lesson in the streets, or did you learn?
A little bit of everywhere, actually.
Yeah, did you? Were you a bad boy at one time?
I mean, life has not been a crystal stair. You know, so.
No, well, it hasn't for me either. But
Absolutely.
No, it never
Define
is.
bad.
Define bad. I like that. That's cool. I don't know what bad is. To me, something might be bad. To you, it might not be bad. So,
Right.
to
It's all
someone is.
relative,
Anyway, so what are you doing now?
Now, there's a few things that I'm doing. First of all, I work with My Vegas magazine.
My Vegas magazine.
Yes.
I love that magazine.
Mark Schaefer's a good guy.
Yeah, Mark is. Hi, Mark. Another one I know. Mark Schaefer, you've done brilliantly. I love your new Bentley, by the way.
It's pretty
Copied
nice.
mine, huh?
It's pretty nice. So yeah, I'm the entertainment writer there. I'm going for an editorship. I started out on the sales floor, selling
really?
advertising,
Yes.
and then worked my way up to actually.
And how did the
writer.
selling advertising go?
Oh, it went great. I got a promotion.
You did? Oh, there you go.
So-
There you go.
By the grace of God, it went wonderfully.
Good, good.
There were, just like with anything else, there's the hiccups.
So do you like the magazine business?
I do. I've always wanted to be a writer, and this segues back to music.
Yes, yes.
Because that's
Writing
the
your
core.
own songs.
That's
and, yeah.
right. That's the
Yeah.
core. The core process is
The
writing.
core of being an entertainer or being a singer is writing your own music.
Right.
To copy other people is fine too, but to write your own music, the originals,
Right.
is what everybody wants, an original out there to reach the
Absolutely.
hit.
Absolutely.
That's one of the challenges out there in the singing industry.
It is, and if you can master being a singer, songwriter, producer, dancer, performer, then
But I look at the entertainment business, yes, it's tough, but I think everything is tough. Being a writer is tough. You've got all
anything
these...
worth having,
Yeah, and there you go.
anything worth having is tough.
Anything worth having is tough. I used to run a magazine. I used to run the California Men's Solace in Los Angeles with Jay Eisenberg.
Really?
Yeah, so I know all about a magazine. I used to read it and write it and do things on this magazine. And yeah, it was quite a good magazine.
So you understand the intricacies and
I
dynamics
understand
of it.
what has to be done, and every single word writing has to be correct. There cannot be, it's called blueprint reading. You're
Right.
a blueprint reader. Blueprint reader is, am I right?
You're
Blueprint
right.
reader
You're
is
100%
somebody
correct.
that corrects the whole magazine for spelling, for mistakes, for commas, and the whole bit.
From cover to cover.
Cover to cover, you take care of it. And then, of course, you sell the front cover. You sell the front cover, right? People buy the front cover.
That's what I used to sell.
That's what you used to sell. I always wanted to be on the front cover, but could never afford to buy it.
Well, now we have a different program.
Do you
Since
pay
COVID.
monthly?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, you know the business.
I used to sell the back cover of the California. I always remember when I sold the back cover. It was, you saw the back cover. That's so great. And I thought, but it's the back cover.
Right. It's still a cover.
But it's a cover. It's
Still a prestigious
So you
publication.
want to go into the magazine business? Well, you're in it.
Well, I wanted to go into the get paid and feed my family business. And
What does
I
all
happen to
that
have
entail?
I happen to have the skills that were necessary
Yes.
by the grace of God, and a little hard work on my part as
Yes, of course.
well. And that just, I've been in sales all my life, so that was the opportunity that jumped out at me. When I first came out here last February before last, 2 years almost,
Yes.
I was supposed to be working in market research.
Okay.
That's my trade. I'm behind the scenes.
Yeah, you like being
market research.
behind.
Or I like selling to you, you know, or selling for you, actually.
Okay. So what are you going to sell me?
Well,
I'm
right now,
going to buy something. I figure out what am I going to buy?
you meaning the royal you, you know, in general, I'm sure you understand. So, sales was the thing that
Well, you're attaching yourself to
introduced
people.
me in,
Yes.
you know, into this Las Vegas market.
Yes.
And once I got in and saw the way that they did things, because you never want to go into it thinking that you know how they want it done.
Yes.
Oh, I have all this experience and all this. You don't want to go in there thinking that way. You want to
No,
remain
no,
humble.
no.
And, okay, I know how to do this, but how do you guys do it?
Yes. How do you do it, and how do you want it done, and how do I
Exactly.
follow your path and not my path?
Exactly. Sometimes you have to unlearn things, and that's not an easy process.
No, because one person wants it done this way, and then Mark wants it done another way. So
Right.
you've got
And I
to.
don't ever try to change Mark's mind about it.
Well, I wouldn't, because he's actually very successful. So I don't
Exactly.
think we need to change.
And
his
if there's a
mind.
mistake to be made, then he'll see it.
Oh, he will.
He'll see it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
you know, I have
quite
faith in
sure.
the leadership.
So this, what you're doing right now, what is your next step and your next thing you want to do? You said you want to.
Okay, so thank you for asking that, because what I'm doing now is freelancing with my own company, Ascension 360 Business Consultants.
Oh.
So I'm taking everything that I've learned throughout the years
Yeah.
and using it to launch other businesses.
So now you're going to help other people with their business to launch them.
Yes, ma'am.
So how have you? Big question. How have you started doing this? How do you approach somebody with that? I mean, how do you get your clients? How do you?
Okay, that's a great question. First of all, you have to know what your specialty is. You have to, just because you can do a lot of things doesn't mean you should do a lot of things.
Doesn't mean say you specialize in them all 100%.
Right, you can't. You specialize in non-specialties, if that's the case.
Yes.
But that's it gives you a sense of direction. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a sense of, okay, I stay within these parameters, then I can become successful.
Yes.
If you just fly off
If
the
you
cuff,
do too many things at one time, even if it's in the same business, you can get lost.
yes, you can become
Totally lost. 'Cause
easily
you've got to-
overwhelmed.
Because you can, I've always said to people, like, stay on that straight line, do that one thing really, really well, and all these other little things will float back in. They'll be there. So,
Everything ancillary to it will come to you.
and it will. Are you finding that? Is it?
Yes.
Are you finding it hard? Number one, are you finding it hard to open your own business? And is this the first business of yours that you've opened?
Great questions.
I know, I'm just very good.
You have been doing this for a while, haven't you?
Little
Okay,
bit.
so yes and no, and yes and no, and I'll explain. So I did not find it easy coming from California because the business was initially founded in Los Angeles, and I moved out here. So now I have to learn a different market. So
Yeah, because it's a different market.
right, and it's not that different. The industry is the same, but the market is different.
Yes.
So having to learn that was a little trial and error, a little trial and error, bumping my
It's
head
right,
a little
though,
bit.
isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta wake up knowing that.
Yeah.
Then COVID.
But you've managed it, right?
Yes, I have.
Have you conquered it yet?
I
Nearly.
would like to think so, but I know I haven't.
Isn't that
And
being honest? That's cool.
I'm good knowing that because that means there's more to learn.
Because
There's
you've got
more to
plenty
grow.
of room to learn, plenty of room
Right.
to do more, and
Right.
to reach out there.
Absolutely. So, no, it wasn't. Yes, it was for that reason, but it wasn't hard because if I didn't belong there, I wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? Like I
You
have,
wouldn't even do it.
right. I have confidence in myself. I have
And
confidence.
this is going to be
in-
100% your own business.
Yes,
Oh, isn't that nice?
but I do have a partner that I'm working with now,
Who's your partner?
Leslie LaGuardia from LaGuardia
Leslie.
PR.
She's a publisher.
She's the publicist.
I know the woman. She's an amazing woman.
She's a great
She was
woman.
on my show about 4, 5, 6, maybe 2 months ago. I love her. I've known this woman for years, by the way. I've known her a long time.
Yeah.
She's a very sweet woman. Yes, I have.
Yeah, she's
Well, like
the one
most
who,
people, I've known everybody for years. I'm just very young.
well, we
Started
can
out
argue
there.
with that.
No, don't argue.
We wouldn't try.
But yes, so you're working with her as a partner.
Right,
So
she's the one who introduced me to the Las Vegas scene.
Yeah, and it's a different scene.
It is, and you have to be groomed to it. You can't just come in and think that you
You'll
are
take
gonna-
over and
Right,
goodbye
that's the
everybody
quickest
else.
way for people to turn their backs on.
It doesn't work that way.
Right.
You have to
So,
make yourself fit in there.
Absolutely.
You got to make people.
Or stay away if you don't.
You know, you got to make people like you. I remember a friend of mine was calling me from Pittsburgh, and they were asking me when I would talk to a client. They said, "When you talk to a new client, what are the first things you kind of do with them?" And I said, "Well, the first thing I want to do is want to make them my friend." I said, "So that's
Absolutely.
the very first thing you do is to get them to like you."
arm around them.
Well, you can't. You're on the phone, but you can try. But is let them like you because they don't know you, don't know anything about you. So you've got to explain to them who you are, what you are, and get them to like you. So
Okay.
that's half the battle is them to like you.
Absolutely.
Or they'll go to that other person. You don't want them to go to.
Right, absolutely. That's the definite truth. So as far as Ascension 360, and I hope you like us, is we're basically a well-rounded approach to growing your business. We believe in exposure, engagement, and conversion for our clients.
Be open for something new.
Absolutely, always. And if I don't know something, I have no problem saying I don't know, but I guarantee you by the end of the day, I'll figure it out. I'll find out.
Yes.
And I'll have,
Because that's your business.
That's my
That's
business.
what you have to do. This is what, if you don't know something about a business, it's coming to you and they say, we need help. What do we do? How do we do it? And then you have to
Go right
find
to
out.
R&D.
And you have to go right to them and you ask them, about their business and ask them their goals. Is that what you do?
Yes, and just like you said, the first thing you do is you want to know, okay, for instance, how do you gauge the success of a marketing campaign? This is one of the questions that I onboard them on, depending on what they come to me for.
Yes.
If they come for marketing, promotions, then that's something that I would ask them. If they
Yes.
come for advertising, do you know the difference between...
What's the difference between marketing and advertising? Same thing, right? No.
Not at all.
No,
Not
see?
at all.
I just
In
learned something.
advertising, the buy is the why. Marketing is what gets you to having something to advertise.
So marketing is putting something more out there. Advertising is putting in is magazines or putting in radio or putting it out there verbally.
Yes.
Whereas
Or visually.
marketing
Or digitally.
or digitally, yes, with all these different things. But marketing is more touch and feel and see.
Also, it's more analytical.
Okay.
Marketing is more about first knowing your market. So your target demographic, you have to know that. Your median age ranges, your median employment, excuse me.
Who are you reaching and what have you got to sell?
Right, exactly. And that's what informs the advertising.
Sounds a bit like the Shark Tank.
It is one of my favorite shows. It sure
They go
is.
in, they want marketing and they want money and they'll give a little percentage.
Right. And then they give this outrageous valuation.
Yeah.
Forgot to say how much debt they're in.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's just a little mistake. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Right.
So you're enjoying this very much. And do you find that there is a market for that out here for you?
I do, and I'm very thankful for that because, when I came into this, it was like, okay, this is capitalism, right?
Yes.
And what better business to be in America than starting businesses
That's what
or helping
America's all
people
about.
fulfill their dreams,
It seems like only America you can do that. Not only America. You can do it in any country you
Well, that's
want,
what
but it's
Don
just
King
harder.
said. Only in America.
Only in America, and it is true. It's only in
Certain
America.
things are true.
You can do other businesses in other countries and other places. Yes, of course you can, but it's harder.
Much
Here is
harder from what I hear.
Here is we're all spoiled here.
That's
And
what
I'm
they
from
tell me.
England. I'm from England. And my mum and dad, we were all in the antique business, so we didn't really need a business. We just went to sales, bought stuff, sold stuff. But then my father knew about all the antiques. That was his business. What year they were, where they were
Right.
from, everything. It's still a process. Like
It is.
anything. So isn't anything your business? Is that a process?
Product knowledge
Product knowledge.
goes a long way. As long as you remember that you're the core product when you approach these people and when they approach you for your help.
Yeah, as long as you know what you're doing.
Right.
You
we
can
don't,
help them.
We don't sell services, we embody service.
Yes, yes. So you have to know what you're doing, where you're going, and everything else.
Absolutely.
Daryll, how can anybody reach you with this new business and the name of the new business?
The business is Ascension 360 Business Consultants. The website is dreamlaunch360, the number 360 at gmail.com. That's the email. The website is dreamlaunch.com.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so everybody start calling and finding out what Daryl's doing, how he's doing, and help him on this journey. It's a journey. You start, you know, you have
Absolutely.
to start. You don't start it with a single step, you'll never start it.
Absolutely.
So it's the single step that start. And that applies to any of you out there. If you want to start a new business or do something, just go for it. You know, make that single step. Don't keep talking about it. Do it. Because it's amazing. And congratulations.
Less announcements, more demonstrations. That's what I'm going to do for 2022.
Yes, you're going to really delve into it and really get it going. And
Yes.
this is
God
your
willing,
baby.
This is my baby.
There you go. Absolutely. That's amazing. Well, thank you, Daryl.
Thank you for having me. I really
absolutely,
appreciate it.
absolutely wonderful. Thank you all my guests today and every day, and all my guests out there, and of course my producer Maria Pureza, and also Amigos Cantina, Taco Cantina. It's an amazing restaurant, and they're always very busy here. I don't know, I've had some of the food. All I have is these little taco things. I don't know. I think I should venture into something else. Because they do have great food here. They have buffets and everything down here. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you to my audience out there. Without you, believe it or not, nothing happens. So thank you for all your likes and all your followers and all your Roku views, all your YouTube views and all your subscriptions, and everything in Abundance is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. We shall be back for our next shows soon. Take care.